welcome to the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2019 Fall Split. This is the European region. I'm joined today by John, my name's Blank, and our fantastic sponsor for the day is NEX. If you want some seamless and uninterrupted gaming, you need to go with NEX to make sure you can beat out anyone else on the battleground when you do pick up PUBG Mobile, which you can download on the Google Play Store or also on the iOS App Store as well.
Lovely, get it done, and maybe one day you could be competing here on the group stages of the PMCO yourself. Of course, this is the European region, as we said before. Fantastic games, hopefully coming in today. Very, very aggressive, very dynamic, exciting. Maybe a little bit
dynamic and exciting.
Dynamic and exciting is the nicest way.
Leave it at that. Yeah,
absolutely.
I think we had some. There were some really good teams yesterday, actually, from Group A and Group B. But what we will be seeing today is Group C and D before the two teams mash together and start duking out that way. But currently we've got 32 teams still remaining in the group stages as we push through this week. That will flow into 24 and then 16 in the regional finals, which we'll find out a bit more about later.
Yeah, it should be great to see. Obviously, a couple of teams that we won't have seen so far. Different groups, or an entirely new day. And again, what we're probably going to see is quite chaotic first game. Yeah. Maybe going into a slightly less chaotic fourth game. But if anything, if yesterday was anything to go by, Sanhok might be a little bit more easy to deal with for these teams. It was a lot more orchestrated, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, it's going to be the top 16 coming out at the end. We're going to be losing 16 of them every stage up until then as well. 32 teams are going to be competing for 24 spots. And those 24 will be competing for those final 16 at the regional finals.
So we'll start to move more and more towards the best teams of the region duking it out. Here we have our ranking scores. These are new from last season. Obviously, there was 30 points for number one. It has dropped down now to 20 points, 14 points for second, 10 points for third, all the way down to 11 to 16th, where you'll go and be awarded 1 point.
Yeah, that puts a little bit more weighting over on the kills, of course, this season for PMCO. And I think the European region might have taken that to heart a little bit too much.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a bit bloodthirsty at times. Here we have our Group C and D. Group C is filled by Romania Team, Pro, No Rage, KUMA, BitIce, Immortals, Heroes IceX, FROMHELL, and then Group D jump.
Yeah, SapphireALLY, PubGMOBILE, QLASH from Spain, PENTA, Northern Lights, NEX, DreamEaters, and Team Hope. And all of these guys going to be looking to battle it out, of course, for those top spots, try and get a couple of chicken dinners on board.
Yeah, so we have our two resident Spain teams now, Cream Esports. Obviously, we saw them yesterday in Group A and B. And again, QLASH Spain over here. So we got some love for Spain, right? They're joining us in the tournament for the time being. But today, we are going to be looking at 4 maps. So we're going to be to Erangel, over to Sanhok, over to Miramar, and then back to Erangel again. Not quite having Vikendi yet, but we'll see that popping up later towards the end of this week.
Yeah, of course. We're just going to be playing the same roster as before, so everybody's played the same maps the same number of times. Yeah. That's the goal of it. Of course, every team will be playing 12 maps in total, with the groups chopping and changing for 24 maps per phase in this one.
Indeed, and what will be exciting about today, guys, is for our scoreboard later on, after match 4, we will find out exactly who is sitting right at the top of the leaderboards, because finally we'll have all seen all 32 teams play versus one another.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see who's the cream of the crop in the European region.
Currently, it's unique.
Currently, it is unique. They had a very, very strong day yesterday. I think they came first, fourth and third off the top of my head, and then had not a great game on one of them, finishing 8th or 9th or something like that. But they had a really, really strong day. Phenomenal kills. I remember they are top on the kill board. All 4 of them are 1, 2, 3, 4. So fantastic stuff. Of course, unique, winning out the European region in the last season of the PMCO in the spring split this year, making it all the way to global finals, and actually Old Boy doing incredibly well in the frags over there as well. So it's no wonder they're seeing similar results over here now.
I think Rogue has done really well. I mean, they had a bit of an interesting final game on Erangel with Kitsune basically taking a little bit of drive out in the blue. A bit of a detour, so to speak. But I'll put that nicely, basically. He did just drive into blue for about 5 minutes and then come on back again.
It was only phase 1 or 2 or something.
Yeah, so it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt him. We just tickled him a little bit. Yeah, he enjoyed it. Still did
have to use a couple of meds. But they're sat over in Group A with teams like Deforme Meditari, Footballists, Ultra Team as well, and Cream Esports, all of which are going to be pretty miffed about that one, obviously, because if you're in the same group as Team Unique, you're going to be playing them every single one of those 12 maps.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot harder to accrue all of those points.
Definitely. So from Group A and Group B, what we tell you is probably the Asteria, Myth, Footballists, Unique. Those are probably the teams to watch out for. And today, get to find what kind of teams we have to watch for in Group C and D too, because they're going to really rise to the top of the leaderboards. And what we're seeing so far is that usually it's like around about 3 teams who really define themselves as the top teams within the region when it comes to their first day. And technically, for Group C and D, it is their first day today.
Yeah, I mean, we see normally the kills weighted very heavily towards the top echelons of those tables.
Yeah.
And to an extent the placements, but funnily enough, not so much. They tend to average out as you go down. It's really the kills at the moment, I feel, are the differentiator for me, certainly. I think that the weighting of the points changing from season to season has really affected that, and I like it. I think it's good. I think it's a good change.
I think one of the biggest thing right now is that we're looking at 20 points total, right, for a victory. Now, 20 kills is a doable thing during a game. We have seen it in a couple of other regions so far, and Unique definitely did it yesterday too. So 30 points, it's much harder to get 30 kills on the board, isn't it?
Oh, it's nigh on impossible. I think it's only happened once in the PMCO across all regions.
Yeah.
I think that was last season. I think it was Middle East, I want to say.
Yeah, and that's a crazy game right there.
Yeah, that was pretty insane. I don't think we're probably going to see that this time around. I think the highest we've seen so far, certainly on Europe and South Asia, which is the other region we're covering, 22 was the highest coming out.
Denied, really should have been a 23rd, but they were denied that last point.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but 22 kills, the highest we've seen so far, putting up a 42-point game, which is really, really strong.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely. So it should be a really, really fun day today, guys, as well, as we hop in the games very, very shortly. Like I said, going to be Erangel. Now, we've already seen quite a bit of Erangel so far for the past couple of days we've watched it. We've seen it about 6 times total. Really what we're seeing is that rotations come in massive here on Erangel, because you've got to be careful where you're rotating to, especially because the terrain gets a little bit tricky at times, and we saw that when we were watching the South Asian region, at least earlier today, where circles have landed where there's water, a small island in the middle, small island at the top, and a bit of land to the bottom. So you got to be careful as you move in, because it can really sway how the game goes if you're on the north side or on the south side, albeit the circle being really, really small.
However, having said that, the rotations for this map should be very familiar to everyone. It's the original map that came out with the PUBG release over on the PC. Obviously now on the mobile version, it was the first map to be released there as well. So every single player in this lobby should be intimately familiar with the undulations, with the ridge lines, with the buildings, with the compounds, with the rotational routes moving on forward. So hopefully they're going to be able to take that one to heart, and instead we're probably going to see just people running straight into a 16 fight.
About that. So yesterday, guys, if you weren't watching, you really should go back and watch it. It was a fantastic, or at least an exciting day. Every single game we saw a player die within at least a minute, and that's counting them dropping from the plane as well. So literally getting to the floor, looking at each other and going, "You're next."
Absolutely. So, well, hopefully they'll find out exactly what is going to be good for them this time around, as we are going to be heading into our first map, Erangel.
I think the cool thing right now is that we are seeing completely 2 separate groups, right?
Yeah.
Completely new separate groups. So really we could see a massive change in playstyle from yesterday. We'll see, to be fair, all these European teams, they're probably scrimming against each other, especially now that they all qualified in the PMCO, trying to get as much practice against each other as possible. The playstyle might be similar across the board, as we see like these microcosms of metas being created within one region. We are going to head into the game now. Erangel, first match of the day, guys. I'm excited. Let's get it going. Got the DP28, one of the unique weapons on Erangel as well. So that should be fun as well. One of the best weapons in PUBG Mobile.
Yeah, it's really good. It's what I like to call the poor man's M249, but that's not to take away from it its power.
Yeah.
Incredible at suppressing
M249, very rich man.
Oh
at the
yeah,
end of the
very,
day.
very rich man. It's, as I say, what I say is like it's a budget version, but that's not to take away from it, because it is incredible at suppressing fire. The rate of fire you can get, the large magazine size in that dinner plate on the top of the rifle is really quite strong there.
Yeah, it caused a lot of issues for a lot of teams. As we can see, the plane is coming over from the southern side off to the north towards Severny there, and really not many teams dropping super early into military base. Just looks like 2 teams there have dropped down. It should be an interesting plane path, because there is pretty much a lot of space available right now.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere available, as you say. And it's should be sorry. It should be pretty accessible for pretty much everyone.
Is my drinking water so funny to you?
It's because you started trying to drink water whilst you were talking, and I was
Look,
like, what are you doing?
The thing is that I got very excited about the PUBG Mobile that was occurring on screen, and I couldn't decide whether my first or my first for PUBG Mobile was more. I just really couldn't decide in the moment. I have a drink now, guys, so don't worry about it. I am no longer parched.
You sure?
Yeah.
Do you want to have another drink?
Another quick swig?
You all right?
Nah, I'm all right.
Okay.
There we go. Watching these teams drop to the floor now.
Yeah.
Look at that, though. Very, very close together. It seems that all these players mainly hitting up the towns right now. Yeah. No field running for the time being. They want to get that loot very, very nice and quick. And pretty much all of the western side of the map there, completely barren. Georgia Pole, Gatka, Quarry, Ferry Pier. No one's there whatsoever. Everyone's inside the circle.
There we go. There's the first down. I think that was a kill as well.
Well, there you go, guys. It's
already happened. Just on the northern bank over on the west side above the military base. The circle, as you can see, a little bit over east, but not too bad, of course, with the drop as well. Everyone's pretty much already there. I think there's a team heading over to Georgia Pole. They're going to be going to North George. C block was claimed, and they zoned the enemy team away. 2 teams in Yasnaya, 1 team in Severny. All in all, a relatively spread out start.
Yeah, they're literally the middle of the circle right now. Completely no one there whatsoever. So mainly we have a couple of teams to each town. Milta, Mini Milta covered up. We got Milta Power over there as well. A couple of teams there. Lipovka, teams just rotating around there for the time being. But it looks like we are going to have ROT heading over to Georgia Pole, loot those South George crates. They're going to have a really good time there. Going to get nice and looted. Everyone's in the convoy.
Moving on up. Trying to find out where everyone else is, but no one really wants to take these early fights. I know that it was a lot more prevalent in the last season with the waiting so strongly for placements. Fighting early was a terrible idea, absolutely awful idea. Now with the waiting, it's not always a bad idea, but it is almost always a bad idea. You lose out on having to get, essentially the first set of meds that you have to use, you have to invest, which is in general the main looting phase, right? So you're going to be using those up, you're going to be burning them out. So when you move into the later game, you won't have them available. And without that sort of tool at your disposal, you are a lot weaker than teams that have bided their time and disengaged.
It is something that people don't really think about, but as you get into that end game, meds are super, super important because at best, really, 3 medkits is going to barely keep you through 2 to 3 firefights, and that's without looting at all either, which a lot of times when you get to those last circles, it just does not happen. We have Tiger over here, just pushing in onto Hope. Already Kingsman is down. Zakon right behind him. Giving him any support so far, he will just crawl on over. But Cuts and Pow, both quite low, so it looks like Tiger just making his way up.
Just for now. All of these teams just sort of on the south side of the circle. As I said before, they've invested pretty much all their utility. I mean, using a smoke even at this stage is, kind of an overinvestment in my mind. I think that you should really be looking to save those for at least the mid game for that rotational play, because you can get caught out, and if you don't have the smoke available, it's really going to come back to bite you. Tiger doesn't have any meds as well, remember? So they are just going to have to go for the fight in this situation where they have got the backstab potential.
That's the micro Uzi in action there.
There it is.
Fire rate so quickly. Time to kill very, very fast, especially in the early game where people got little to no armor on board. Look at that. The motorcycle helmet is all that's helping him out at the moment. But they will know where he is now. The question lies, do they have the weaponry to deal with him? Tiger coming around the side with the SKS. But close range, you got to think that the micro Uzi is going to do the work for them. Pow. Peeks over the top. 12 bullets left in the mag for Horosh.
Reload.
We'll go for a quick reload there. 3 players. Tiger taking the brunt of it straight down. Horosh putting in the work right now, right at the beginning. This man's a one-man army. Runs around the side, pulls out the pistol. Oh, it's a game of cat and mouse around the circle. He doesn't really have anything to deal with him. Hiroshi just can't completely put the team on his back right now.
He's just moving around. This guy is ethereal, and no one is there. He's going to be able to take it down. All right, well, 4 kills. Go over to Hope.
Okay.
I cannot believe that happened.
Just played ring around the roses with him. I don't know why you take the fight there with Hirosh. Obviously, he was pretty fairly geared right, and they just, Immortals basically let them do it to him.
Absolutely. Like there was, it should not have happened. and they need to learn from that. So that hopefully is going to be a lesson for them moving forwards. They'll be able to improve their skills next time around. As we see QLASH just trying to run across the field in Milta. Looks like they want to bug out a little bit further west. The circle has started closing now, so teams will think about moving. But we do see essentially the run-of-the-mill being entirely claimed over in Georgia Pole by Romania Team. They've had North George and South George entirely to themselves.
Yeah.
They should be geared to the teeth. So for that eastward rotation, if they need to play the edge, they are going to be the team that could survive it with those meds, with that utility, with the weapons that they would have been able to accrue as well. They'll be essentially geared exactly.
They've got a vehicle as well, because they have to have a vehicle to get over there. And in South George and Georgia Pole itself, they'll definitely find some more vehicles to get geared up and move into the circle from here. We just have KARIK on the screen, the main fragger for QLASH. So he's going to be moving forward. We're going to hope to see some nice kills coming out from him. He did take a little bit of shots, but he's bandaged back up again, so he is nice and fine. PRZ also just hiding in the building there behind KUMA, scouting them out for the team.
Everyone sort of trying to find their foothold. The fact that we've lost a team this early is quite dramatic. And I think that this is sort of indicative of the play that we saw yesterday. But the rest of the teams, I would say, are actually playing a little bit smarter. I'm a big fan of that. They are playing relatively close to each other, which is something that you don't normally see in a lot of other regions. But I wouldn't say that they're being as aggressive as potentially what we saw in the previous day.
Yeah, it's much more tempered here, John. Great shot from the in-game leader there, PRZ, on the side from QLASH. Straight through the window. That's what you get when you get the multiple angles set up there. Smoke will be coming in. Keep Schlumpy nice and alive for the time being. KARIK has moved up, looking to frag. PENTA, losing a member there as well. From Bro. Bro just going in. Sudden clapping back a little bit, but it seems that Bro have PENTA on lockdown. Dusk can also go down. I think that is that team pretty much down and out now.
Not too happy with that one, are they going to be? Oh, look at that. He's got such an angle there, but unfortunately no peeking going to happen. No headshots coming through just yet for KUMA, but they might just want to disengage here. As you say, QLASH, they are spread out really, really nicely over that side. Romania Team have made their way from Georgia Pole now into the circle. FROMHELL occupying Rozhok will be the team that they come across first. If they do just go straight through Rozhok, they might instead opt to go through the fields just to the south there, but still a couple of teams fighting down on the south coast.
Yeah. Hope continues to put in the work, though. Clap back onto Zakon, unfortunately. So, although Hope has been getting some good kills, they are taking a lot of casualties as well, and we're really only still in phase one. KARIK looking for those kills versus KUMA, though, is supported by the rest of his team. PRZ with the angle on the backside, the in-game leader will be calling the shots here, telling KARIK when to move in and when to pull back.
Neither team wants to go in here. They don't want to push. As I said before, early fights aren't the best for everyone. Next circle pops is going to firmly center on the main land south of the river. So there's a lot of open ground here. It's a lot of hills to be playing around, and compounds littered about as well. Romania Team now rotating far into the middle and might come across NEX as well, right in the middle, just to the west of Shelter, if they are, well, unlucky, I suppose.
Schlumpy going down. PRZ does move up. Gotchi now moving up as well to help the rest of the team. Zana does push back onto Wakala.
Oh, okay.
KARIK now down as well, so things are starting to get a little bit hairy for QLASH.
Gotchi falls.
Yeah.
It's just PRZ. They've turned this around. Okay, all right,
Big
KUMA.
style.
It felt like they had their backs against the wall, but apparently they're going to come out swinging. Nicely done for them, but they do lose a player in the process.
PRZ struggling now, only 8 bandages and very, very low. Really, at this point, you want to be just playing for those placement points, right?
Oh, yeah.
Romania Team, though, actually
getting
completely demolished. Yeah, and that's the team out.
Wow, okay.
NR doing such a good job there. Do you know what else that means, though, John? All that loot they get from South and North George will be now donated across.
Absolutely.
Basically a care package.
It felt like maybe they were rotating in the same vehicle, because that's really the only explanation I can think of Well, QLASH get eliminated as well down in Milta. That's really the only explanation I can think of why they'd all go down all at once, is if they were rotating in the same vehicle.
Well, they did only have one vehicle.
Like, yeah, it looks
when
like
they wandered over.
they would have just got shut down. And you can see Bro at the moment just trying to hold it down.
Yeah, Heroes IceX knocked out. The rest of his team desperately trying to provide him support, but yeah, he's gone. Again, this is very much another moment of like, look, we just got to bug out. This is not worth it anymore, taking this fight. We are just running out of ammo. We're just going to, basically, they're just going to siphon resources away from us for the time being.
They're going to move away. A little bit destructible there. Here's Ice. Don't want any part of the fight. So everyone's just going to disengage. 13 teams remain now. Still early doors into this round with phase 2, about halfway through. 11.5 minutes in now.
That is a pretty nice spray there. Very accurate. The double hit onto Silas too. He has to take cover inside the little bunker. Solus moving up, probably going towards the tree. Nice little headshot onto him as well. Christ alive. Brewer putting in the work.
Able to get it done there, able to get another knock, and here there goes the disengage. So this is what we were talking about before, disciplined rotations, disciplined pickups, and as soon as they hear that knock, they can just roll on in. They've flanked out wide, and in fact, they're picking up everybody else to just go for a crash onto this hut. They want to finish off these kills. They are going out for blood, and they aren't going to go down without a fight just yet. Harley is going to go down, and actually, so is his teammate. They're fighting out, and they are going to take the knock, but not before they've done the damage. The backup looks to be riding in on the sidelines. I don't think they're going to be able to get there in time. These knocks will be confirmed. Instead, they're going for the res. They're baiting it out. They've got a teammate down the hill, but look at them. They don't want to go in.
Yeah, Rizu Zakif, he just wants to help out.
Yeah.
But that's Silas done. And again, we've got another situation where it's just the one player. You got to get out of there. Just tail between the legs, running away. Oh, I just want the placements. Just need those placements in hand. So far, though, the Russian team from RO Mobile Gaming doing really, really well. That was some excellent sprays we saw. I mean, we've seen a lot of sprays during this tournament, but that was very, very accurate, even getting the headshot through too. Maybe a little bit of luck in that case, but I'm happy with those skills being presented to us.
Eastern shift on this next circle, heavily going to favour the teams on the east, right, zoning all the way onto Lipovka as well. It is essentially the most easterly circle that is entirely land-based you can get in this game. So nicely done for teams landing over there, but everyone else can make that eastward rotation. It's actually relatively okay. There's a lot of mountainous cover. There's a lot of buildings to be playing around. You can even, you know, stay in some of those compounds that you had before, so they should be okay with that.
Heaven also available in the northeastern side. Looks like Advocate is actually going to go for that with his teammate. Make sure they've got that high ground advantage. Just Overwatch on Mansion. You got Kingsman scouting it out. On his own. I mean, there's no one else with him, so he's just going to do what he can. You see Horosh all the way on the southwestern side of the circle. His team is just split up right now, and you absolutely know they're really just gunning for those placement points. As long as they can have 2 players at once in 2 places, it should be okay. I'm not sure what NEX are doing. This seems very cowardly. I'm not happy with this.
Yeah, it's a interesting tactic. They are just maintaining themselves in shelter.
They're
in the bunker.
The apocalypse has not happened yet. There's no reason to be in the bunker right now.
Well, you know, it can be very unexpected, you know. You're not going to think that a team might...
you walk down into bunker like, what are you all doing down here?
Right, you know, maybe someone goes in there like, okay, I'll just quickly loot bunker. Loot the bomb
it's
shelter.
Like 4 guys playing
and
cards.
There's 4 guys, right? And you instantly get it down, and then you can just go out a different entrance because they're not going to rotate all the way and cover every single entrance. Not every team's going to be aware of what's going on there, so it can be a pretty decent hold if you're able to get the drop on someone coming out. It really is a surprise play, and you do risk it when you push out, but with third person, you can peek up those stairs without being vulnerable unless there's someone standing to the side, and they can then third person peek you a lot better than you can peek them.
Yeah, DE once again. A little bit shots off. They've done pretty well after securing that position in Heaven. Now they have basically eyes on anyone trying to come into the circle. Most teams hovering around the eastern coast side. A couple on the southern, and then obviously you've got the boys in the shelter who are just waiting out D's day, basically, Doomsday. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, teams over in the north having a little bit of a hard time of it. The western rotation seems to be starting to come in as well. 3 teams vying for the zone around this next care package dropping in from Hell, a little bit further up north from it. The next circle pops and it's out west. Mansion still in.
Yeah, as is a little bit of heaven. You know, D going to be very happy with that one. They've only got a couple of players on side, but that kind of positioning really helps you out here. Hell, taking some shots up onto NL currently. Northern Lights just hanging around on the top side. They're going to be very happy with that position for the time being, but at some point they are going to have to move.
They have to push out. The next circle will be there. Early rotations actually coming in from a lot of these teams. And I think that might be why we're seeing so many fights happen a little bit earlier than in other regions. Everybody is instantly moving for the next zone and trying to stake their claim rather than anyone trying to play soft edge. There are one or two who are really far out. Obviously, KUMA still there and Hope as well. Horosh, who we saw earlier, go for the crazy fight around the rock. Pretty close to that, right out on the south. Trying to rotate through someone, though. It's not going to go super well. Around the factory, though, the warehouse, there's a little bit of argy-bargy.
That's a lot of teams here, John. Next, look at the shots. Do find one, the knocks come through, but they're all clustered together. Entire team goes down there, and not one lost for next, which they've got to feel very good about.
Yeah, not too sure about that fight. No one had an off angle. No one was playing flank, and it was a full frontal combat. It felt like the trenches. You know, it's trench warfare there. No one really playing the commando, playing that side swiper. A lot better of a position to be able to go for that. And maybe if Next had sent someone around the back, they could have got the off shot whilst everyone else was combating and negated pretty much any of the cover that the other team might have had.
It did seem a bit of a scrappy fight, didn't it? But, I mean, they got the job done. Only lost 2 players. I wonder if they'd been fighting that out for a little bit longer. But obviously, BIT now, they have the eyes on. White just hanging around inside here. Really smart play, getting all these vehicles inside the compound at the beginning, just to make sure you don't get your wheels shot out, because rotating in those vehicles is really important when you come to these last circles. And plus, taking vehicles with you are really, really useful, because you can blow them out and they become really strong defilades afterwards.
The Northern Lights do have the defilade of their own, though, but they have to face off against Bro. KUMA trying to rotate around north. Against FROMHELL, though, it's going to be pretty tricky. FROMHELL, actually a team that, well, certainly the namesake, qualified for the global prelim stage, but they weren't able to attend, unfortunately. So they were not competing there, but they did qualify, which is the main thing. So they were able to have a lot of strength displayed last time around. See if they're able to repeat that performance. But next, they're still taking the pain. The headshot comes through from the Kar 98. And they're able to just keep it held down for now, as everybody else is trying to maintain a little piece of the zone. BitIce have control of a little bit of ground on the western side of the circle, but here is Ice. They're going to get eliminated down in 10th. Still got Pro up in the north as well. The 4-man squads from NEX, from FROMHELL as well, might be able to combat the Northern Lights, because at the moment they're playing a single divot with all 4 of them. Yeah,
it's an interesting position that they have taken. Obviously, they do have the vehicles in them as well, John, so they do have a little bit of cover available to them. But they're all just basically all in there, basically like fish in a barrel, ready to be just shot at some point. Smokes do come through. You see Bandita, though, all the way on the left flank over there, looking to take down any players inside. In come the nades as well. This is going to force them all out.
Oh dear, Mackie just zoning them away. Looks like they don't want to take the fight, though. FROMHELL have the eyeball on it, but look at that. The down comes through, and there's a lot of damage onto everyone else. Northern Lights really struggling here. One goes down again. Really not going to be happy with that. Mackie wants to go and confirm these kills. You can see he's moving up to his teammate. Maybe just trying to pick him up, maybe going for some shots as well. But the next circle's going to pop, and it's going to be BitIce already with control of it. A nice position for them. But FROMHELL have to leave the mansion grounds now. They will have to push on out. The same for next. They'll have to leave that warehouse. And whoever gets control of the area might just be in with a chance of pushing it all the way. 30 players left standing. 9 teams remain.
Maki could be very happy with that one, picking up the Spetsnaz helmet. Level 3, going to keep him nice and safe. He was actually without one for quite a while. And just make it back. Takes a couple of shots from Northern Lights. Northern Lights showing that we're not quite out yet. So far, RO Mobile Gaming done a really good job to just basically take these firefights one by one. But Northern Lights also hanging on for dear life. Obviously, Koenig is down.
NEX have made this long rotation all the way from Warehouse, all the way to the eastern side. KUMA trying to zone it in, but they get crashed to the left, and FROMHELL are there to pick it up at the back as well. It's a pincer for KUMA, as everyone from the south starts to scramble and try and make their way in as well. No Rage now inside the circle on the south bro, making a clockwise rotation to try and get in there. The Northern Lights team are still live and kicking, they're still going, but FROMHELL dominate the northern side, and NEX now have to try and stop this.
They do. Here comes the crash. BIT take one knock, but so do RO. They are so aggressive here. Bandita so low too. That's pretty much all of them down. All 3 players from RO Gaming will fall, and just one still out near the blue. Has to make his way back in. It is Mackie, though. He is fully geared, so potentially can make it roundabouts from those top 5 spots. DreamEaters still have all 4 members alive up in Heaven. Really, they're just waiting for this next circle to pop. If it continues to allow Heaven to stay in the circle, they'll have such a strong position. And obviously, DreamEaters Headache, it looks like he has an AWM as well, so he is terrifying. DreamEaters have secured themselves a really good spot so far.
See who's able to strike out a little bit stronger. Looks like Mackie's going to try and heal the zone and see what they can get done. Northern Lights are going to be there, and again, it's going to be BitIce taking control of this next circle with a hard southwest shift coming on through. Everyone on the northern side is going to be unhappy about that one. Of course, you've got the DreamEaters can make that counterclockwise rotation a little bit easier than the rest of the squads, but it's still open ground, and it's still going to be tricky. No Rage going low on terms of their players. They will take a heavy hitting.
Yeah, BIT, Ice, they're looking pretty okay when it comes to cover for the time being. They're holding onto this wall very, very nicely. Probably in the best position to start picking people off as they move down into the circle. Mini 14 on Getki. That's going to provide him a lot of range.
Ooh, at long range is going to do quite a bit of work at suppression, but not quite getting the damage necessary to finish it off.
Looks like BitIce currently really trying to pad their kill score right now.
They have a compound, they're in the next circle, and they have their backs to the blue. This is a perfect position for them. They have 4 kills total for their team. They have all 4 players left alive. One of them's down, but they should be able to get there. FROMHELL, they're going to start to push up, but NEX just instantly knock them back down. Still have a player left kicking for FROMHELL, but might be a little bit tricky to get it done.
Harb spots him out, takes the shots. He's going to get his teammate up. Circle's coming in, but we are on the farthest side from the circle, so it's coming in nice and slow, giving a lot of time. Get his boy back up and in action, but Northern Lights just right across away from him. But it is, in fact, BitIce who are putting in the work from very, very far away here. Look at these guys laying down the fire, and it is accurate too. That's very scary to deal with. Homer does go down once again. DreamEaters also in the grass too. Christ alive. BitIce got such a powerful position here, and they are using it to their advantage.
No one can really rotate towards them. They'll be aware of pretty much everyone's position. They've got cover from all sides. They can keep those reses just rolling on through, and they should be just fine with it. DreamEaters suffering heavily here. Just Eclipse is up and kicking. Has to try and snake it from now on. Has the ghillie suit, so he might be capable of doing just that, but has to move a little bit further forward. Blue will push him in. He's being spotted out.
Ooh, that's unfortunate for Headache. DreamEaters out in 4th. You can pretty much be sure that, barring a terrible mistake from BitIce, they should have this one in the bag. Look at the visibility they have on everyone else here, John.
Yeah, they've got the angles. They've got everything to play with. They've got plenty of meds as well. Look at that. Perfect helmet health on Motvik, and I'd imagine on a lot of the others as well. Going out wide, looking for the shoe, but not quite able to put it on the other foot.
Yeah, still toe cap coming right handy there.
A little bit of a deflection going in, but NEX are still live and kicking.
It's the level 3 helmet for your foot.
Yeah.
Level 3 shoe.
Level 3 shoe. Yeah, I like it. Level 3 shoe.
Northern Lights also taking a smashing from NEX. Both teams battling out like, well, we know we're going down, but by God, we'll have it at you before we go out. BitIce are just, they are literally in a shooting range right now, and the teams ahead of them are just glass bottles ready to be just smashed off the side.
4 kills still up and ready for them. If they get all of them down, it will be 12 in the end.
Total of 32, not bad at all.
No, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good start, certainly. to your performance here at the PMCO stage, but the zone finally goes away from BitIce, and it will be out of their compound. They will have to move, they will have to exit, but they should have a lot of smokes to play with. They should be able to do this relatively effectively. You can see Next trying to get it, but Harb goes low, will get knocked, will pop up, should be easy pickings to finish on off, and it is Northern Lights to be able to do so. They rotate around. This blue is heavily damaging. That smoke actually gives them a little bit of cover because BitIce are rotating away and rotating out as well, but they just get shut down.
And now all it is to find Andy in the grass. Not a problem. Out comes the nade. He's pretty much right on top of the boy.
They should be able to know exactly where he is now with that nade coming in. They might have actually missed the throw, so Andy might be able to snake, may be able to get 1 or 2 kills. That's really what he's gunning for at this stage. They've already got 12 kills in the bag, remember, so a very good performance for him no matter what, for the rest of his team as well. They're just trying to scout it out. They haven't seen him.
Even going out in second here, he secures himself 26 points, which is very close to the #1 spot. Homer just driving around, not a single care in the world.
Oh, they will have heard him now, and they are just going to run him over. Okay, the UAS to finish it off.
Bloody hell, Andy becomes a roadkill on the side of the road. BitIce, they scrape the chicken dinner up off the floor. Oof. Not too tasty, but very, very pleasing indeed.
A lot of kills coming in as well. Total of 11 on the board. 12 for Next in second place on the positions. Northern Lights only 2 kills, but they managed to get themselves 3rd place.
Indeed. So 31 points going across to you boys, BitIce, and also you got the 26 going across to Next. So they're not far behind. So despite losing out there for the chicken dinner, they still have a very, very good opportunity to bring it back in the next 3 matches, which will be coming up on our screens very shortly. Here's that play from Hirosh. Just crazy plays all in all. He's just playing with his food at this point. He's having a right good time.
Yeah, this was a really, really good performance from him, but the rest of the team against him, not quite the best. The double barrel, not quite enough to shut him down. Yeah, at the QLASH there, I think they really slipped up. They pushed a little bit too aggressively. They didn't need to take the fight. They could have just disengaged.
We've got to consider that QLASH, I've been told that they're a reformed team. Well, they're a newly formed team, right? PRC has experience in other games at a high level, but that's about it. So it could be just the nerves getting to a little bit, and we'll have to wait as they go through a little bit more in the tournament. Either way, this is really good experience for them, the PMCO stage, getting that experience under your belt and taking into future tournaments that they will be playing possibly next year or towards the end of this year.
See what they're able to be capable of, but for now, they just want to try and step up in the European regionals. Yeah, that's what they're going to be looking to do.
Still a lot of time to prove themselves.
Absolutely, trying to secure their spot over to Kuala Lumpur, of course, the global finals and all the prelims potentially later this year. Should be great excitement there for any team who's able to qualify. And that's really what all of these teams are going to be thinking about here. You know, there are prizes available for placing in the regional finals, but what it all comes down to is the prestige of getting to that global stages.
Yeah, you can brag about it, you know.
Absolutely.
Really, you put it on your, get it in your bio on PUBG Mobile, you know, write that down. I was on the PMCO regional finals, guys, don't worry about it. And then just style on your opponents. That's what it's all about. And if you too want to style on your opponents, remember to download PUBG Mobile on the Google Play Store and pick it up on the iOS App Store as well. And if you want to see a little bit more of the PUBG Mobile esports scene, you can subscribe to the PUBG Mobile esports channel. Probably the one you're watching right now. Smash that like button too.
Absolutely, great to see all of that stuff, and you can catch up with all of the other action from all of the other regions as well. It should be interesting to see. If you want to compare EU to South Asia to SEA to any other sort of region, you can do that as well by checking out all the VODs there.
Indeed you can. Anyway guys, we're going to go to a quick break before we bring you some more action of EU. We'll catch you guys very shortly.
Just to the north, outside of Milta. A lot of open fields though to deal with. SMG start to rattle off the sprays and back to back take a tumble.
Out goes Ultra. I mean, I don't know what you do versus that kind of jump. I know, HIceX, he has to traverse down this hill, mate. Oh, I can move through because it's going to be very, very difficult to make your way down. Oh boy, he's got the spray on him. He has the tap on through, and that's the boy falling on the mountain. He's not going to be collected by the rescue team anytime soon.
16 kills. They're trying to conquer their own record here.
Christ alive, Unique!
Not
not a good spot for them. So unless they can res out of there on the UAZ, should be a little bit pressed here versus SMG. They come on up. There's one out.
Oh dear.
Sura does manage to get out of the vehicle, but he has to get away from it pretty pronto. It is on fire. There is the lean. Damn.
Near Bandita as well, taking a fight over towards, here we go, MVP. They're going to start to push on through. FROMHELLL up and crashing. We'll be able to get out. They take the fight. Nicely done. Takes a lot of damage though. Kind of God, going pretty low and could have been disastrous for them. They would have lost a lot of spot, but in comes the mini Uzi.
Yeah, the micro Uzi is so strong. And now you've got a lot of members on the floor. Danny coming around the side.
He spots the two.
Shots underneath. The toes are blown absolutely off.
PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. Anytime, anywhere. There is a better choice. PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. A quick game for those short breaks. There is a better choice. PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. Endless respawn, endless fun. There is a better choice.
Hi there guys, welcome back to the European region for PMCO. Our official sponsor for the European region is NEX. That brings you the most immersive, most powerful, and the most outstanding performances that you can get around. So if you want those chicken dinners, absolutely get your hands on one very, very soon.
For sure.
We did just see a very good chicken dinner coming out from BitIce. Excellent control of the final circle there. Really good cover. All the vehicles around there. A good time.
I drank a little bit of water just a little bit too soon and I spilled it down my face.
Why?
So now,
why are you such a melt?
I don't know, man. You know, it's been a long day, but we're getting into game number 2.
These guys don't understand it's been a long day because they've only seen one match.
It has been a long day for us.
We have had quite the long one.
We did another region before this and we had about an hour break, and then now we're back at it again.
Yeah, it's easy. We played Smash. We played some games before, so it's all good. You know, it's easy peasy.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're back here. We're here to entertain. We hope you guys are enjoying the show at home. Stop it! Stop just having a river come out your mouth. That's for in the middle of Erangel. We're off to Sanhok now, where there is a lot of rivers there.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to play some PUBG Mobile, you can play on the Google Play Store. Grab it there, as well as the iOS App Store too. And if you want to see some more amazing PUBG Mobile, you can subscribe to the PUBG Mobile Esports channel, which you're probably watching on right now. So smash a like, subscribe, and watch some more games.
Yeah, over on YouTube, just check that one out. You can check out all the other regions as well. There's pretty much non-stop PUBG Mobile action.
Round the clock.
I think, because there's certainly six regions being done, certainly in English language, or 7 including SEA. And if it's about 4 hours per broadcast, you can watch it 24/7. You could literally have it going and not see the same thing twice every single day for the next week or two.
And here's the scoreboard from last game. We didn't quite catch it at the end, but we're going to have it up right now. 31 points, like we said, to BitIce next, hitting up with 26. Then we dropped 13 points all the way to third, which is No Rage with 13. And that average is pretty much out all the way down to 8, where we have 8 points there. Yeah. We're going to head over to the next scoreboard very, very shortly, where we'll actually see probably very, very minimal points for the bottom 8 teams. Look at that. Team Hope barely coming with 5, and that's because Hirosh put a lot of work in right at the start.
Yeah, doing all right stuff there. 4 kills, obviously. Only 1 placement point to speak of, but Team Unique still up there. But look at that, BitIce already jetting themselves up into 7th place with just 1 game on the board. 98 points is the target they're going to meet. If they are able to maintain the pace there, which is probably unlikely to happen, they will be able to overtake.
We average it out at like 12.5 kills per game for Team Unique, which is
crazy.
Which is really insane. So BitIce have to have this exact same game, but 4 more times.
Exactly. Next up there in 11th. Everybody else will be sort of sorting themselves out in the games to come. Of course, at the end of today, we'll have 4 maps played by every single team in every single group. So we'll be able to see it just there. Kills leaderboard. I'm not too sure that's... Oh, that's just from today. Okay, fantastic. So that's just from these players so far. So we've got... Or is it?
This is not from our players.
No, this is not
Cream Esports is... because they were from yesterday, but I think that is a Cream Esports from a different region.
I think that might be. Yeah, that's a different region, unfortunately. But I'm pretty sure it was Unique who topped out the kill points over in...
I mean, we had Old Boy, Rogue, Kitsune, and also the rest of the other guys coming down from the leaderboard from there. But you just had everyone from Unique based on the kill leaderboard, which is pretty insane. It looked weird. It didn't look right.
There was only 1 other player who was on there. I can't remember who it was. I was so baffled by the fact that Unique had managed to get so many kills. I mean, they had 50, so that's on average of more than 10 per player. I think that's 12.5 kills per player.
Yeah, 12.5 total is just...
Which is insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Unique setting themselves very well, but we are looking at Group D and obviously C and D today. So we're going to get a different look at what the teams are performing here before we go into the later stages of the week, where obviously the groups will start to mish and mash and fight against each other as we go towards those semi-finals.
Yeah. Game number 2, though, will be on Sanhok. It was a little bit more orderly last time around. Maybe we'll see the same thing. Of course, without the vehicles being an X factor going forwards, then you can sort of look at it in a way that you're thinking, okay, we can make these foot rotations and they are a little bit cleaner, and I think that's where EU are a little bit stronger. What we saw was early rotations coming into pretty much every circle from every single team, time and time again. With the foot rotations coming in, that's not as possible as it was before.
Oh, I think there were some really strong firefights, though, from these groups today. We're going to go straight into Sanhok getting a lovely overview from the video you can see on your screen right now. Look at that. If you saw that, it was the map size is 4x4, so we're going completely in half from Erangel. So this is a very, very small map indeed. As we jump into it, you will see the plane going over the top. Match number 2 coming right at you, groups C and D. If we look at the plane path here, John, going across from that eastern side to the west.
Yeah, again, everywhere pretty much available. Nowhere is off limits on Sanhok. It is small enough that you can feasibly go anywhere on almost any plane path. Only a few will isolate it out, but it should be okay. For pretty much every single team for their primary drop locations, we'll see where all of these squads are going to go. Of course, it is the first time for them in the PMCO European region. Boot camp may be a little bit of a hot drop. Who's going to be claiming Paradise Resort? That's what's on everyone's minds. But you've also got to think about Painan. You've got to think about places like Hatin as well. A very important position in terms of that rotation from the northwestern island, as well as Painan, as I said, from that southern island to see who can get across. But everyone now starting to drop on down. It looks like FROMHELL are going to try and zone there, but no one has managed to make their way to boot camp as the circle pops. It's going to be towards the southern side of the map. So both the entirety of that southwestern island is in the zone, as well as the majority of the main island in the middle.
Indeed. So next, now drop with the other team here, SP.
No one is boot camp and no one is Paradise Resort.
No one boot camp, no Paradise Resort. I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, these teams are very aggressive, so they're probably like, well, let's not go to the aggressive zones, because that doesn't seem like a great idea. We're probably going to go out immediately. Let's play it a little bit safer this time. So there is a little bit of a fight going up on the top side from QLASH, dropping into the other team who are up there with them. Obviously, BitIce are off all the way on the western island, just sitting around in Camp Alpha currently, so they're going to have to make a little bit of rotation down over the bridge towards Northern Lights.
QLASH taking an early down. That's not what you want to do, especially off the back of that performance on Erangel. They're not going to be too pleased with that, unfortunately. Next, they can make those rotations. They did grab a vehicle. You can see they might not want to take this fight against SP.
Yeah, SapphireALLY, sorry, are just hanging around a little bit on the other side of the compound. So they're just setting themselves up for success here. It looks like NEX are just going to leave, which is the smart choice in my opinion. Look, they didn't think they had the greatest secure of that area, so they're going to drop out, find themselves a new compound loot up there. It does mean they are going to be on foot for quite the while though, which is the only problem, John.
We'll see what they're able to come up with in the end. But for now, everyone's starting to move away. Only 2 kills, I believe, coming in so far, which is unique for the European region, of course. That's a little bit slow, I'd say.
Well, before
3 minutes.
Only 2 kills.
It's fair enough. 2 teams are going to be occupying Painan here. Of course, the double bridges, a dead giveaway. But that's an entirely feasible position for a lot of these squads. Next are starting to think about maybe moving down that way, but perhaps instead they just want to take these smaller compounds and not fight for it.
Next, really not very looted at all here, John, and they are running directly into Northern Lights. This is the problem with Sanhok, is that you're pretty much running into team after team after team. You'll be very careful. Next, looking like they're just sitting around on hard cover. I think they have noticed that there is possibly a team ahead of them. It is only one player, it's Pyronic. He was one of the first to go out last game. That's probably why, because he is the scouter for Northern Lights.
QLASH taking another down. Not what you want to see. Not really happy with that. Well, they shouldn't be anyway. Everyone over in the northern side of Sanhok still doesn't need to rotate just yet. They can move on down a little bit later, but the teams over in the northwestern island are going to have 2 teams to contend with if they opt to go a little bit later.
Next, still looking for a home. Let's take a look at the map here. We've got obviously Northern Lights there. They're skirting around where NEX were for the time being. Obviously, Andy now going down versus SapphireALLY again. So it looks like they have come back to meet SapphireALLY. And it looks like he was left behind, sadly. Yeah. So that's a little bit unfortunate, whilst the rest of the team did bug out there.
Romanian team now looking like they might want to cross or look at crossing, potentially, but maybe a little bit overzealous to do so. The only reason you do it is if you wanted to just completely claim Painan for yourself, and I think they might have done just that. Looks like Besso is going for it. He wants to try and find the fight.
Hero Ice, Silas, Solus. Obviously, these Hero Ice have already lost. Zakif already died to his own grenade after he was knocked with it in hand. Bit of a bug on the screen now, don't worry about. DreamEaters just just directly over the other side of the mountain. Really, HiceX are just dealing. Ooh, look at that little snake as it goes through the tree line. Back down again. The tree's really giving these players a little bit of trouble.
Oh dear. There's a lot of cover, and neither of his teams should have the motivation to push. They should be worried, however, about other teams coming in to try and join the fight. Everyone now will start to be rotating in. The nade, that was so close to hitting. It was, It was pixels of cover.
I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know, like, if you just put your head on the floor, you don't get hurt by a grenade anymore. That's how that works.
Absolutely, yeah. No,
Crouch and grenades don't bother you.
I've done that several times.
I know, man. Easy peasy.
But either way, FROMHELL are going to get punished from the back.
Yeah, they're going to get absolutely backstabbed here, John. HiceX have called in the reinforcements in the form of Selim, so it looks like they were split up from the start. Thompson currently is knocked. I believe that's Dukes as well, who is knocked, and he's bleeding out.
Romanian team have crossed the rivers in Painan, and they're going to go up against Sapphire.
They've been holding down this position for a very long time, John, haven't they?
Yeah, they're sort of vying for it. It is right central in the zone, so there's not super huge amounts of motivation, but Hope are looking at potentially even encroaching into the Painan territory. And they might just want to hold the compound that they're in currently. This sort of scrap may have a resolution, but not too sure about that one, as actually DreamEaters are going to start to chime in over towards the players in Painan.
Solus goes down. SapphireALLY now pushing on to Romania Team. Here comes Rush, literally rushing at him. Walks through the door. They're all caught in a barrel there, but a massive amount of fire comes through, and that will be Romania Team being done. You saw as we had Falcon come through the side there, also shooting. It was Bezawar, actually. He was shooting as he came through. Said, guys, I'm helping. I'm helping.
I'm here too.
Yeah.
I'm here too. I'm part of the team.
I did so much there. Please believe me.
Oh, yeah, good job, guys. We really did that well.
Nice one.
Absolutely.
Good job.
Fantastic,
Nice
fantastic.
Good job.
Well done.
So DreamEaters now on the high ground. I really like this position currently. You can actually send a player downhill to this compound and hold out on the left building here, and he can pretty much scout for everyone whilst you hold on the hill, but it looks like they are just going to take this compound proper. And just hold on to it for the time being. It is in a pretty good position. This is exactly what they did on Erangel. They just hold up in heaven, held that really well. They had some great angles on them, and they basically sorted that out in a 360 degree.
Yeah, they had a nice hold. They were able to do just that. A couple of teams sort of out on the fringes, but most of the teams now looking to gather in towards the middle of this zone at the moment. I think about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 gathered around just south of Painan, around that river. Because, of course, with the zone as it is, you want the option to be able to cross to either side should the zone shift one way or the other in relation to the river. So having a position near that river allows those opportunities to rotate earlier, but you don't want to risk being involved in the super heavy rotation that will come if everybody's rotating at the same time.
Indeed. Currently, BitIce look like they are very much just edge guarding. And playing on that edge side, waiting to push in when the circle does pop for when we go to phase 2 here. NEX currently, it looks like they have got themselves nice and geared now, though, despite having a little bit of a rough start versus SapphireALLY. Try saying that 5 times fast.
SapphireALLY, 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 SapphireALLY. Oh, the 5th one got me.
Yeah.
5th one.
Yeah, for some reason. If you guys try that at home, you say Ally.
I think it's easier in an English accent.
Sapphire.
Because you can draw out the end of the sapphire into ally.
Yeah.
Ally, sorry.
Oh my God.
Wow, I didn't even have to do that.
It's properly confused us.
If you have the full-on finish of the word, SapphireALLY, SapphireALLY, SapphireALLY. If you don't pronounce the A, it's really easy. SapphireALLY. I'm just saying the wrong thing.
You said the wrong thing like 4 times. Someone please clip that. This guy's going insane. He actually is. Someone come take him away.
I told you it was a long day.
Yeah. SapphireALLY with Memento. Down here.
SapphireALLY.
SapphireALLY. I'm getting really good at it now, guys. Don't you worry about it.
SapphireALLYized vegetables.
When we get to a really big gunfight, I'm going to be well good at this. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, dear.
But you're completely right, John. You don't want to get caught on either side of the river, so that's why Painan is so heavily contested right now, because there's lots of bridges availability there, and
it's
you
a
can quickly make
of
a rotation. Yeah, exactly.
It is a really strong position to hold because it gives you options, and options at this stage, certainly in phase 1, are exactly what you need to have. in your belt, in your deck of cards.
See, what we're doing now, guys, is we're showing how smart we can be after being really stupid with saying SapphireALLY about 18 times.
I think that was mainly me.
That was mainly you.
But yeah, sure, absolutely.
To be fair, I took the easy way. I just didn't try saying it, so it's okay. There we go. The circle does pop. So really now Painan will become super contested. You can't see it on your screen right now, but we did just go basically bang slap in the center around about cave area. So most of the western side is still in the circle. So the river coming out of the estuary to the actual delta is pretty still very much in the circle. Immortals by Kampong, they're just going to hang out there for the time being. Couple of shots coming through onto QLASH, who had not the best of starts, but they just want to get themselves out of there and get themselves into the circle. And it looks like currently KUMA, the same team who were able to take them out on Erangel, are giving them the same issues once again. They have lost to Wakala as well.
He's
and
really close. PRZ
he's walking right into them.
Is walking directly into the team at the moment. I think he might have heard them actually moving forwards. Yeah, okay, he knows what's up. But KUMA, he seems to know what's up as well. A couple of nades being thrown out. PRZ, I don't know why he's going for this fight. He doesn't have the backup of his teammate Gotchi. Gotchi's literally just walking away from this. He's like, no, we don't go for this fight.
No, my man PRZ, he's got this in the bag.
Yeah?
He knows what's good.
As soon as he takes this fight, I reckon Bit Ice are going to just turn up and kill him instantly.
Yeah, he's got a powerful position here.
Yeah.
Down the hill.
He's going to get spotted here. Like, there's no way he doesn't get spotted, right?
Get him. Get him done. You can see him.
Look at...
Shoot him. Yes, my son.
All right.
Run away.
He doesn't have any cover.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I mean, I won't pull my punches on this one. That was stupid to do that. I think that there was no reason he should have been there. His teammate was walking away. They weren't cohesive. If your teammate isn't going to go for the fight, you can talk about it later, but you should always be following the retreat if it is being made. Certainly in a situation where you're the one being aggressive.
Well, it's the interesting thing there is PRZ is actually their designated IGL, so odd that Gotchi would just leave. But we'll see what happens. I mean, again, like we say, QLASH still a lot of time to prove themselves in this tournament. We'll see how that goes on. We are still only in match number 2.
I mean, it's the mental game, right?
It is
pretty tricky to reset after a poor performance. If you think you're better than that placement, I mean, you need to put your money where your mouth is, and to reset is a difficult task. And certainly if if you're passionate about the game, if you really love what you're doing, but you're just not getting the performances you're expecting, then it can be really tricky to just sort of get out of that rut of thinking, oh, we should be doing better, oh, the enemy team had so much luck. But no, you need to focus inward and try and find some inner peace so you can find your way through this hectic life that is PUBG
Are you my
Mobile.
Zen Master now?
I am the Zen Master, yeah.
Very good.
John Allen, qualified Zen Master.
DreamEaters currently in a fight versus PENTA on the hill. Low Fire is actually down currently, crawling away. Benyo, get one side of his team up there. Duskan. Sudden also moving down the hillside. Advocate is down, so this is giving PENTA a little bit of time to walk away with this one.
He's right behind the rock. I don't think they're going to be able to push this one.
No, I think they just leave him to it.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Like, if you don't need to try and risk it. We've seen players risk it before to try and get the res, but it's just not going to happen this time around. The circle almost about to close, as it is going to stay on top of the river and keep quarrying it as well. There is a significant amount of water in this zone, it has to be said, and around the river still is prime real estate, really, for any of these teams looking to have those options moving forwards. PENTA retreating, though, they're retreating right into the arms of another team.
The Immortals right here, these guys have been hanging out in this compound for quite a while now. It looks like they do know. You can see Kuts just leaning back, giving himself some real backache there. Benyo pulls the pin. Hears it. Immortal Cuts hears it, and he's like, yeah, I'm out of there.
He lobs it in, though. He gets it.
Ooh, finds him. Oh, he was in a good position, but the third person just allowed him to see right onto Benyo there and start
They do get the revenge knock, though.
They do, but now it's 2v2 right now. Tiger and Kuts currently still in there.
The next zone has popped in the meantime. It is going to be, once again, keeping Painan in. The river is there, which means that, again, posturing around these riverbanks, all the more valuable. It keeps increasing. This is some skyrocketing house prices. I reckon it's almost 2008, and there's going to be a crash pretty soon.
I could only say you're right, John. I think it's going to be quite the crash indeed. All these teams just crushing together. Pow does manage to get back in the building. They will get him back up again.
I think that was No Rage going down.
Yeah. No Rage now out. PENTA, unfortunately, not able to get their buddy back up again there, so it will now just be Duskan and Sudden still alive, trying to take this fight with Immortal. If they do end up winning this fight with Immortal, they will be able to rocket on down clockwise round the circle towards Dockside and try and push in that way. They still have DreamEaters to contend with, but it looks like DreamEaters are a little bit more preoccupied with making their way into the circle and towards that juicy, juicy loot crate.
Seeing what they can get. Just on the south side of the quarry. I'm not too sure exactly where it fell. I think it's outside of the quarry. So they should be able to get it on the rotation. DreamEaters will be able to pick that one up if Immortals don't beat them to the punch, but I don't think they will be able to just now.
Ooh.
Cave is being occupied by
Northern Lights, yeah.
by Northern Lights at the moment. And they do need to exit it at some point because the next circle may not go their way. We'll have to wait and see on that one as it is starting to close on down now. SapphireALLY are going to be able to hold the south end of Painan, which is just at the edge of this next zone.
And that's a pretty smart play from Immortal. It'll be very unfortunate if they do run into DreamEaters now and get absolutely cut down, because what they did is that they realized there's only 2 players from PENTA left there. If they can make the quick rotation now, find themselves a nice spot just inside the circle, they'll be able to edge guard PENTA as they try to come in, rather than just being a bit of a stalemate on that compound where, you know what, they get into a position where they're just starting to get the circle ticking on them. So I'm pretty happy with that play. Now PENTA are forced into a little bit of a tough situation where they are forced to rotate clockwise or go through quarry, which, as we know, is really, really tough on you.
Yeah, it should be all right. It should be all right to try and get in. It depends where the DreamEaters try and actually push into. If they try and go deep into the circle, maybe towards the compound just to the east of the middle bridge, then PENTA might be in with a chance, but no, the vehicle is going to be activated, and they are just going to roll straight into it. Yeah, there we go. Duxon goes down, and now Sudden is left all of a sudden high and dry alone, and won't be too happy with that one. The hills around the cave are being occupied by the Northern Lights, right in the south of the map, rather ironically, but the Immortals might try and push on into this one. They are just down out to the east of them, but you've also got Bro over towards the river on the west of them.
Indeed. Looks like Immortals and DreamEaters both seeing each other, having a shot of at one another there. Northern Lights also got a really good beat on pretty much everyone from this insanely high ground position up by the cave. Blackset with his QBZ walking down.
Next circle.
This is the crazy circle, John, isn't it?
Right, this is the 2008 marketing housing real estate crash. As they are going to have to break ranks now. Everyone on the western bank is going to have to make their way east. This cross is going to be anchored by RO Mobile Gaming over on that eastern side. They have a compound, they have the bank, they have control of all the bridges and all of the rotations there. You've got Hope as well controlling the exits from Painan. It's going to be very difficult to push into these teams and find a way to cross it out. Of course, you've got everybody else already occupying places in the next zone, and this is going to allow Sudden to actually get into it without too much of a bother.
Yeah, he didn't have to go to the circle. Circle came right to him. But Northern Lights, they're still occupying that position from the high ground. They've moved down a little bit now from there. But like you say, it is the housing crash. All these teams starting to say, look, we don't want to be anywhere near Painan anymore. But they have to leave it. They have to go across the bridge. And really it's a game of, do we wait around in Painan, shoot people as they leave, or do we try and get a good position within the circle first and edge guard from there? BitIce look like going to continue to play edge and go into the circle nice and slow. They know that they've got a really good points lead here already. They can afford to play this game a little bit slower, not so much worrying about the kills, and instead worry about that placement point.
Pushes are starting to come in. The team numbers will start to drop. We're on 39 players alive, 13 teams up and kicking. It's an average of about 3 teams per player, so a lot of teams will have taken some casualties moving on forwards.
Immortals are now out, suffering the loss by DreamEaters, who literally do eat the dream alive for Immortals there, trying to get into the circle and try and get some points, because they're going 13, so they will be only awarded the 1 point, as we know from the new ranking score system. KUMA doing a pretty good job. They have been slow and steady coming back into it. Next, pretty much running all game. I think they'd be pretty happy to go out in 12th place there because they're probably out of breath at this point. They need a little bit of a break.
I mean, they did well in the first game, so they have got a little bit of a point buffer to be getting on with. We'll see what else they're able to do in the games to come. But for now, they're going to be get a little bit of a breather, as you say.
Hope, all 4 members alive. KUMA trying to push up the hill, taking shots from pretty much everywhere. Tabsy. Now looking at Hope right now. He's got the laser sight, which unfortunately makes him a little bit obnoxious here. Like it's a little bit of a pointer to his position.
He's just going to shut down, straight away.
Pretty easy for him.
Hope they have the cover down, so Matic can stay out in the blue as well. You can see Zakon just ahead of him, so his rotation path is going to be a little bit easier. The next circle, of course, going to be zoning straight onto Mobile Gaming as well, and they have the compound yet again.
They're all wearing green. They've even got green motorcycle helmets.
They are so coordinated.
These guys are tryharding. They're trying to blend in with the foliage.
It's not Wednesday, so they don't wear pink.
Yeah, so it's fine.
No, that's fine.
All right, KUMA having a bit of a bad time there from Hope. I think they got a really strong position as they come over this hillside. Obviously, they've got the.
Orish doesn't have a green helmet.
No, it really upsets me. But to be fair, he is the fragger, so they've got to identify him somehow.
He's got 0 kills.
They've got a Thompson though. That's the biggest fragging weapon there is.
Absolutely. Look at the number of teams with 4 players still left alive. We've got 5 squads still live and kicking. Mobile Gaming, DreamEaters, Northern Lights, and Pro, and Team Hope as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with Mobile Gaming so far. I think they've got really good fragging potential. Only 2 kills, but from what we've seen, most of the firefights they've gone into, they've done excellently well staying alive in it. Not a single player gone down yet.
Losing an ally. There we go, and they have their final ally.
Memento.
Left as Memento is the final ally to fall.
Very nice. Bit ice, just the 1 player left. It is Niku, sorry. Just waiting on the sidelines. I think he's, like I said, looking for those placement points. It's a bit of a struggle now. But I'm really, really happy with what I'm seeing with Mobile Gaming. I think from all the fights we've seen, I think Mobile Gaming have handled them the best so far.
See if they're able to continue to do so. Ooh, it looks like they are. Bro are going to shoot Pro. See what they can get done. Oh, a lot of damage. Goes onto the enemy team there from the Northern Lights. The nades raining in and actually doing quite a bit, but Hero Ice actually losing out on the push as they come on through. Eclipse makes their bold rush in and just eliminates everybody else there. Only one of his teammates is left alive though, so they are now a 1-player squad moving forwards.
Yeah, Tophy's trying to make his way down. I don't know if he can make his way over to Eclipse. No, he is put out of his misery now, sadly. Northern Lights, though, handling this high ground nice and good.
Although Pro are going to be chiming in and getting a couple of knocks as well. But
Shouldn't still here, though, with us. He's still with us, which is nice to see. Mobile Gaming, only team remaining with 4 players other than Team Hope now. Maki does take quite a lot of shots. Going to need to quickly administer some first aid there.
Last first aid kit for him. Northern Lights, there's a QBU in the hands of Bobby, but I think he's going to get spotted out potentially. Mobile Gaming have sightlines on them as well. There is a player behind them. I believe that is the player from Bit Ice, who might just try and sneak in with them as their unwitting bodyguards.
Yeah, Niku still in this one. He has to cross the road, though, which is going to make this very, very tough. And the 4 players from Mobile Gaming, who currently so far have been like sharks in the water, are definitely going to see him. Depends if they move or not. Mario tries to go up there. Gets absolutely Goomba stomped on the hill, sadly.
We're going to see what else they can get over in the top. It's Hope still live and kicking. Northern Lights now. Only team with all 4 still alive and up, but Bro will be able to get the rest. Team Hope as well. Everybody will start to figure out that there is a wild card, and it is going to be Pro. In the meantime, by the way, we did see that the player from Bit Ice did go down. In the meantime, Nico not able to get that cross just in time. The next zone will push Mobile Gaming into the very corner of this next compound, but they will still be able to have a little bit of control there. Yeah,
really the big thing for me right now is that the 2 teams on the hill cannot be passive. They have really, really strong positions right now. And if you just let Mobile Gaming get up into a position behind the trees, behind some hard cover, you maybe let the game get away from you. Oh, God, this could be one hell of an A. Goes around the side.
That's nice and good. Very
really
nice,
nicely
Bobby.
cut. Nice jump, nice try, but Bobby doesn't take any damage. Nice and easily done. Pro Bobby does a good job there.
He gets the 2 kills as well, rather crucially, against the Northern Lights, and that is going to affect them moving
2
forwards.
points is a
They're
lot.
now the only team without 4 players left alive, and of course, as you say, 2 points is a really, really good pickup. Pro will be very happy with that pick, and they should be moving forwards in 4th place with a decent kill count. 7 kills now on the boards for Hope as they make the push. They need to try and dismount Bro from their compound.
Yeah. They're moving down the hill a little bit too slowly, though, in my opinion. And ProMobile Gaming are really taking advantage of all this time, and they can remain there. Bandita takes a bit of a shot, though. Flaxer and the other player from Northern Lights not having a good time. Hope Zakon goes down, but they do blast back onto Black-White.
The thing is here, though, if a nade goes in through one of these windows, they're all grouped up. They have to be pushed into the corner of this compound. They're going to have to leave it for the next circle as well. You can see them falling, and Hope might just be able to get something done, but it's just Horus left.
Northern Lights, they get some kills from the side there. 2 players down for Team Hope. ProMobile Gaming, they are rocking just with the 2 players alive. Disc Boy still in there. Tries to go for the spray, doesn't find no one, but that will alert ProMobile Gaming to his position on the hill where he is very, very not in cover at all. There he goes, down he goes. Horosh, our resident fragger from the last game. He is the only one left alive, and just some bark and a couple of leaves between him and death.
He's going to get spotted out. There it is. Nicely done. They held the compound for so long, and they were able to clean it up in the end. A lot of kills going their way, a total of 10 over the course of that game, and it's a really good turn up for Bro.
Absolutely. I think there's a really tough thing to happen there, because I think if there's just one team on that hill,
Yeah.
maybe they've had an easier time versus Pro Mobile Gaming. Unfortunately, because there was also Northern Lights trying to occupy that hill as well as Hope, both teams ended up like scrapping with each other.
Yeah.
We are going to get some highlights on the screen for you now, but they tried to scrap with each other, John, which meant that as they were moving down to Pro Mobile Gaming to deal with the threat right at the bottom of the hill, they kind of ruined the chances for each other. So it was kind of like, if you can't have the fun, neither can we.
I have to say, I did enjoy that Sanhok map. I thought that, you know, maybe a few questionable plays, you know, obviously the QLASH not having the best of time, but the rest of it felt a little bit cleaner than maybe it did before. I prefer groups C and D to groups A and B, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why are you so mean to groups A and B? It's got unique in it.
Maybe if they were better.
Wow. Well, that's
I am being mean.
You
They are
are-
very good. They
you
are
are
all very
so
good.
harsh.
They are all very good, but they are all very aggressive. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about. It's early rotations, it's early pushes, it's attempted third party coming through. I really love that play from Bobby, by the way. I think that the nade around the corner was perfectly timed. He was able to capitalize on the spray. It was just unfortunate that Bro were able to spot him out in the end, because he probably could have wiped, with skills like that, he probably could have wiped the Northern Lights squad.
Yeah, I think that really, if we're looking at anything, Pro Mobile Gaming, definitely the kings of the third parties in there. They were constantly taking down threats as they appeared. And although they didn't have the highest skill score in the end, what they were letting happen was like, okay, Bobby, you take down 2 players from this team. That's going to make it much easier for us. Now we're one of the only remaining teams with 4 players on side, and we can pick you up afterwards. So what they do is they let Bobby eliminate a threat, and then they eliminate Bobby. So really, it's one threat after another, and they're taking it calm and calculated. So it's very cool to see. I also like the way they play on Erangel. So this is a team that I'm looking forward to watching more of in the future as we go forward.
Yeah, maybe they'll be able to stand up to the likes of Unique moving on, but that remains to be seen. Unique are very, very good.
Yeah,
they are hyper fraggers. They are really good rotational minds as well, and having the experience on the global stage is something that only Deformia Meditari also have, and they had a pretty poor day yesterday. So
they did, yeah.
They weren't able to come in and bring that skill in the same way that that we've seen Unique do. Their rotations, as I said, I think they're the cleanest in Europe at the moment from what I've seen.
No doubt so far. We still have 2 matches to go. I think the major thing for me right now is we've not seen really anyone rise to the top right now. Obviously, we saw Bed Ice get the first game, and now we can almost chalk that down to the fact that they had a really good position. Sure, they did a really good job, and don't let that be fooled. They did a really good job in that position to hold it down and get the kills afterwards. But they went out fairly quickly in Sanhok on this side, and Romania Gaming come out on top as well. So I'm really not sure who our top teams are from this group as of yet. So we're going to have our scoreboard now. Obviously, they got 10 kills from Romania Gaming, the 20 points that they got from the first placement, which leaves them with 30 points total.
Oh, look at that. SapphireALLY getting 13 kill points there, despite only getting 3 placement points. they were able to get right up into 4th place overall. So some really, really heavy fragging coming out from them. Remember, of course, they were holding Painan, and that river rotation was super crucial. So that's where they were able to rack it up. So having a good position can get you a lot of points, even if you do go down in the double-digit teams.
They were basically the bridge trolls at this point. They were really stopping anyone from making that easy rotation.
Right,
Here we got our total scoreboard on the screen for you right now. Team Unique 98, obviously at the top. Let's take a look at the other teams we've had from this group. ProMobile Gaming flinging themselves into 4th place with 43. IceX at 40, and M19, Deforming Atari and Magic all go down spots.
Yeah. IceX not quite able to have a repeat performance of last time around. M19, the only team in the top 7 that hasn't had a chicken dinner yet, so nice performance from them yesterday. Of course. Consistency. That's the name of the game, because of course you've got 12 maps to play. Only 4 is not really going to go your way, but SapphireALLY, despite only have very few points there, and they are coming up and finishing, escaping the relegation zone, the red zone, as we like to call it.
Here is our kills leaderboard. Nice to see right now. Niku seems to be one hell of a fragger. 12 kills already by match number 2. Remember, the 12, 14, and 14 kills from the boys in the Team Unique. That's all from 4 matches total, so we might have a new kill leader looking at right there from Ice Esports.
Oh yeah, well, I'd be excited to see if they're able to take it. Only 2 more kills needed, and he's going to be able to take that top spot. So, 3 more kills to fully take the top spot, be able to be a draw otherwise. But yeah, absolutely love it. So hopefully we'll be able to see that coming through.
He was also the player who's last alive for BitIce on Sanhok, so he seems to be like their secret weapon almost. So I'm definitely keep my eyes out for that boy as we go on to our next matches.
It'll be exciting to see what he's able to get done. And in general, I think that I'm really looking forward to Miramar. This set of groups seems to be a little bit cleaner on the rotations as we saw on Erangel. Hopefully, it'll be the same on Miramar. A lot more vehicles, so maybe more early rotations, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, so the players will be able to rest their feet, get in some vehicles, and you guys have to be able to take a little rest as well as the squad, because we're going to go to a quick break and be back very, very soon.
Just to the north, outside of Milta. A lot of open fields, though, to deal with. SMG start to rattle off the sprays and back to back take a tumble.
Out goes Ultra. I mean, I don't know what you do versus that kind of jump. I know, HIceX, he has to traverse down this hill, mate. Oh, the hiking moves it's going to be very, very difficult to make a way down. Oh boy, he's got the spray on him. He has the tap on through, and that's the boy falling on the mountain. He's not going to be collected by the rescue team anytime soon.
16 kills. They're trying to conquer their own record here.
Christ alive, Unique! Not a good spot for them, so unless they can res out of there on the UAZ, should be a little bit pressed here versus SMG. They come on up. There's one out.
Oh dear.
Sura does manage to get out of the vehicle, but he has to get away from it pretty pronto. It is on fire. There is the lean. Damn.
Near Bandita as well, taking a fight over towards, here we go, MVP. They're going to start to push on through. Cornell up and crashing. We'll be able to get out. They take the fight. Nicely done. Takes a lot of damage though. Kind of God going pretty low, and could have been disastrous for them. They would have lost a lot of spot, but in comes the mini Uzi.
Yeah, the micro Uzi is so strong. And now you've got a lot of members on the floor. Danny coming around the side.
He spots the
shots underneath. The toes are blown absolutely off. Hi there, welcome back to the show. You're watching the European region for the PMCO 2019. My name's Blank. I'm joined today by John Allen. We have match 3 coming right at you. But before that, here's our official sponsor for the event. If you want to play PUBG Mobile and play with the best, you got to be playing with an NEX phone, which will give you uninterrupted gaming and seamless graphics as you charge through the fields of Gatka. I don't know, I think that was like driving a little car. But yeah, grab yourself one, really good. And they'll help you get those chicken dinners that you so desire as we go into the future. Also, if you haven't got PUBG Mobile yet, you can download that on the Google Play App Store and the iOS App Store as well as. And if you want to see some more action from the PUBG Mobile PMCO 2019 Fall Split, you can watch that on the channel you're probably watching right now, which is the YouTube channel for PUBG Mobile Esports. Subscribe and smash that like button below.
Absolutely, go ahead and whack it on as hard as that last game got smashed by Bro Mobile Gaming. It was really good to see.
So well.
Over on Sanhok, they had a great game. They were protecting their territory really nicely. We'll see if they're able to have a repeat performance. Of course, at the moment, I have to say that all of the winners today have been pretty circle dependent. Pretty circle dependent winners. They've been given a really strong position. Obviously, they took that position to start with, so credit to them for doing that. But then afterwards, they have been gifted a decent zone. So we'll have to see if that maybe changes in Miramar, where rotations are all the more important. Vehicles, super impactful. Those defilades, that terrain, so important to be able to control. So we'll see how they're able to do that, if they're going to be able to capitalize on the zones in the same way that they have on both Erangel and Sanhok.
Also with Miramar, there's a lot more ditches available for many of these teams. Little like small pockets where you can just crouch down, lie down, and use that third-person view which we will be playing onto your advantage. Just see over the top and then pop up, spring up like a little jack-in-the-box and take them down with an M4 or an assault rifle or something like that. Obviously, DMR is a little bit more effective here on Miramar, considering the map is twice as big as Erangel is, with 16 towns total.
Yeah. Pretty hefty. It's got a lot of chunk to it.
It is a chunky map, an absolute chunkus of a map.
Thick map.
Yeah, so 2 Cs?
3 Cs.
3 Cs. Absolutely. That's what Miramar's all about. But yeah, like I was saying before, the players now can rest their feet coming off from Sanhok, grab some vehicles, traverse themselves into the zone. Obviously, towards those last zones, you don't really want to be using vehicles too much other than to create some a little bit of cover, because people will know where you are if you're razzing it in with a motorbike or a muscle car, which makes one hell of a lot of noise. 18 towns total. But here we go. Nice little video for you showing everywhere around Miramar. Absolutely beautiful map as we head on over to the plane path, which is over on the western side, going from the south to the north.
Yeah, heavily zoning over that side. Really good plane path for almost everywhere. Not too many people normally are landing in places like Tierra Bronca or Campo Militar. It's not really going to happen. And so everywhere else pretty available here. Los Leones, La Bandita, Minas Generales, San Martin as well. Everywhere's pretty much good to go for people who want to go. Probably Impala is the least accessible, but you can drop early, go over, get a vehicle and drive all the way out there. Al Azahar probably out there as well.
Yeah, with Los Leones, so many roads like diverting into that massive city, and with that being so close to here, all those roads should have some vehicle of some sort down that long windy road down there, and they'll be able to use those vehicles to get towards Impala or La Bandita or Graveyard, Picardo, Junkyard, wherever you want to go on that eastern side of the map over there. So there is, yeah, like you said, John, a lot of options. Here in PUBG Mobile, obviously we'll have a very quick circle popping very shortly, so teams will have to make some fast decisions, some fast rotations, and if Europe knows anything, they definitely are quite aggressive when it comes to that, so we're going to be a little bit careful in the beginning here.
Looks like DreamEaters are heading straight into Los Leones, maybe the only team who will be wanting to drop there. The Northern Lights over in Valle de Mar, seeing what they can get done there, as the pro boys are over in Chumacera. Now, Pozzo is going to be contested, it looks like. 2 teams at least dropping their Penta and Bro. Oh, look at the circle, southwest, heavy shift. Luckily, the plane was over on that western side, so they might be in with a little bit of luck moving on forwards, but people who have dropped a little bit later over towards the east might find it a little bit tricky to make those rotations in.
Yeah, because most people aren't going to go for Los Higos or Prison or Minister Sir, because it's just a bit out of the way, isn't it, John? So when you, most of the time you're going to see like a bit of a generally a quite central circle, right? So this is a little bit different all in all. So quite a lot of circles currently pretty barren, as we see most teams going off to the northern side of the map near Le Cabrera, and also Trailer Park, El Pozzo, water treatment. They're all going to have to come down towards Monte Nuevo, Power Grid, Ladria. So this is pretty difficult for all these players right now. They're going to crunch very, very shortly, especially these players on the northeastern side. You can't quite see it on your screen, but there is about 8 teams, all who are going to be coming through that northeastern side of the circle.
It's deceptively far apart as well, it has to be said, though, for these teams, because, of course, Miramar is such a big map that you can think the teams are close together, but in actual fact, they're about 400, 500 meters apart, which is certainly enough time to slide past one another. QLASH taking early damage yet again. Oh, dear.
Yeah, oh, dear, indeed. It is versus BitIce as well, one of the top fraggers in this current Group CD split. So it's pretty tough. QLASH basically dropped with one of the teams they really didn't want to drop with.
No. It's unfortunate for them. There's a little bit of a scuffle going on between Romanian Team and FROMHELL, just south in Picado as well. El Pozzo has been sort of sectioned off. They've moved away from each other, the two teams playing there. Los Leones entirely owned by the DreamEaters. And actually, at the moment, the Northern Lights squad really going to be happy with where they are in this next circle. In Valle de Mar, they have a lot of opportunities to go to a lot of different locations, and no one's really going to be stopping them.
Immortal, clapping back onto BitIce here. Very, very long shot from Cuts as well to Modovic on the top of the hill. Power's also got a bit of a sight line on him. I was wondering where the rest of the teammates are. Looks like Modovic is a bit of the scout here now. Canoe.
This is a really good spot for Pow on the hillside.
I believe he had a Mini 14. If I saw it, I only saw it for a brief moment. But Homer, Geki, Homer obviously getting first blood there. Looking to get revenge on his team, but his teammate's so far away. They have to finish this fight fairly quickly.
I'm surprised that Pow hasn't taken down Motvik yet. I can just confirm the point, but he's looking out for the rotations coming in.
He's behind a vehicle currently.
Oh, he might be.
Yeah.
He might have a little bit of cover, but Geki might just look to peek up and could go down for it. He's got a Mini 14 on the back as well. Doesn't look like it's got a sight on it, though, so a little bit less impactful. Scar on the shotgun, though. Close range combat might be his deal.
Yeah, Homer coming up here. Geki with the AKM. He is dangerous close range. There's SapphireALLY there, taking a hit from KUMA. KUMA so far been pretty consistent in the early game. Cypher though, SapphireALLY actually clapping back. Yeah, that's one hell of a scuffle between KUMA and SapphireALLY currently. Ooh, Geki trying to line up the shot onto Cut. Make sure he takes him down. 108 total damage almost immediately. Really well done there with the iron sights.
It's going to force out the res as well. That's going to give them the time to get the res up on the hill. But, oh, no, Nico's taking fire. They have spotted him out. Is he going to try and stick the res? Motvik is going to get up. So nicely done. They are in the vehicle. They are in cover. And they get away with it.
Yeah,
get away
Nico
with murder.
making his way down.
Again. He's gone down almost instantly yet again. And
Motvik
falls. Nico falls as well.
Lazy's really not looking for BitIce right now. They really want to secure a bit of a lead here. And losing Nico, who is your top leader when it comes to kills. He still has a bit of life left in him.
Nico actually managed to find cover somehow from the hillside.
Yeah, Cuts and Tiger, they're both very low. And let's remember, this is very early game. There's no way any of them have too many meds. Homer is holding a really nice angle here inside one of the water plants. Cuts on barely any HP whatsoever. Power's got to really come down and help them very, very shortly. Looks like they are just leaving Nico to it.
He might just go down here. There's a bit of a rotation. Yeah, finally Nico goes in. So no kill lead being earned for him just yet. The fight is happening a little bit in Picado as well, it has to be said. But Romania Team and FROMHELL just posturing, I'd imagine.
Rebro here. 4X is pretty tasty in this position.
Oh, there we go. FROMHELL taking heavy casualties. You can see that on the kill feed as the fight unfurls even further over in water treatment.
Geki, just prone, crawling over the top. See if he can find any of these players. Looks like Cuts and Tiger both had some kind of boosters on them. Oh, Tiger currently down. Cuts seems to have some boosters. He is healing up slowly but surely. Geki currently has cover from the hillside. Really smart positioning from him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cover from the hillside, knows exactly where. I'm surprised that Immortals haven't spread out the guys on the hill and tried to go around and maybe take control of the position where Nico went to go for the res and had to raz it out and went down for it.
Homer doing the long flank here. I wonder if he's going to try and get to the hillside and clear out the players who do have Overwatch. Looks like he's just going to the building for the time being.
He's trying to make maybe an exit from the entire compound, or getting a vehicle, or doing something there. I mean, they do have to get in a little bit because they are being pushed by the blue.
Okay, this might actually be quite smart because it is diverting attention away from Geki. Pau now has to keep his attention on this side, which means there's only 3 players looking at Geki, which is not the greatest of situations, is it? But it's better than 4.
He's making his way around, though, so they are trying to group up again. Geki's pretty much pinned. Cuts.
Yeah.
They're just going to try for the push.
Let's take a quick stock of the map here, John.
Oh, the blue comes in.
Yeah, Hope. Oh, actually. Cuts there. AKM comes out, hits the shots. Cuts is going to be screaming about that one. Really unhappy.
Yeah. They need to try and find a vehicle there because they need to get out pretty soon. They do have quite a way to go.
There is a vehicle off to the back of them that they used to get down the hill beforehand. Really, the thing is that I imagine that Bit Ice is just hoping that Immortals just thinks it's no longer worth it and just leaves. I mean, Cuts has already been knocked down a few times right now. Look how quickly he is just losing life.
Geki did take a little bit of damage there. God, there's just a standoff here at water treatment. Neither team willing to give up on it, but Cuts, he's so close to going down. I don't think Tigers are going to get there in time. They do manage to pick it up, and that's a kill going over to
I don't know how
Bit Ice.
worth it is right now for Immortals to stick around here, you know? Because look, Rebro down to Homer here. I think Immortals could have just quickly dipped out. I don't know how worth this is whatsoever.
This is a bad engagement for both of these teams. And there's no way that either of them are going to get much further into this one. So they're only going to be playing for these 4 points, essentially. They're banking on being able to win the fight, but no one really able to win in the long run. The next circle going to zone even further down southwest as it goes. So Northern Lights, again, remember they're down in Valle de Mar. So they're going to be happy once more. Everyone making these rotations in, and no one else really is going to be fighting against each other.
Yeah, Geki, I think he's pretty much done. He's got 1 bandage on him. There's no way he gets back into the circle. Depends what Homer's got on. Does he have a first aid kit? Does he have anything? We just don't know. And there he goes out. We'll drop down. He's got a couple of bandages, painkillers as well. It's just not looking good at all. Tiger's probably gone out. Immortals just didn't need to take this fight. Sure, you get rid of the kill leader. But what does that mean as you're coming into the final circle? Limited on equipment, limited on players. They're only having 2 people. They have a very, very long way to go as well.
It's cutting off your nose to spite your face, really, here. It's kind of... It's pride, I think, which certainly comes before a fall in this circumstance. They aren't going to be able to get away with too much more. Interesting, there was a first aid kit that he didn't pick up there. There we go. Oh, no, he didn't get it. He didn't get it. And he is going to probably go down here. He gets spotted out. No, finds a little bit of cover. Immortals are still sticking around for this fight, by the way. They could have found a vehicle. They have got a vehicle. They could just leave, and they haven't yet. They're going to have to make a rotation all the way down, because this next circle is going to start to pop as well. There's no meds for Bro. He's only got a little bit of booster left in him, and they do just need to get a move on. They need to get a shift in.
Are you kidding me? Leave the boy alone. Just get out of there. There's no point in this anymore.
Geki's going very, very low. He's got limited meds. There was that 1 first aid kit on the sidelines, but Bro is more than likely even could go down to the blue here and really suffer. QLASH, again, taking heavy casualties. Unfortunate stuff coming out as they do rotate into Hero Ice down on the southern flank.
Yeah, Romania team just south of Picardo in a bit of a firefight with Hope. Hope obviously making it all the way to the end, but it looks like these boys are just leaving. Oh no, Hope in the middle. Geki. Oh, it's FROMHELL. FROMHELL is from Romania team. Can't quite see over the map there.
Yeah, no, Geki is finally found a vehicle and is trying to get there. Oh, Carrick goes down as well. Unfortunate as QLASH get eliminated, 15th place for them.
Why? Immortals are actually sticking around waiting for him.
I cannot believe that.
You cheeky boys.
You absolute bandits.
Stop bullying him.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's just a game.
It's a bad decision for them to stay. They should be moving out because they're just going to lose out on points as it goes. I mean, it's unfortunate to see, and they are just being really mean. Really, they're being.
Yeah. Hope taking a fight with Pro Mobile Gaming here. They do get a couple of knocks. Mavic coming down as well, but it's Northern Lights who have Overwatch. Black White desperately trying to keep his team alive in this one. We'll just have to leave, basically. This is really not looking good for Pro Mobile Gaming. This is exactly what I was saying at the beginning of the match as well, John, is that doesn't really seem to be one single team who's coming out on top. Seems to be a different team every single time. Geki's still going, by the way, if you were wondering. Immortals have finally left him alone, so he can tend to those wounds now. Doesn't have a vehicle, though, it would seem.
He did have one before. I think he might have just got out to loot a little bit, try and find some meds and keep himself going. Because, of course, this first circle will start to tick away pretty soon. I say first circle, second circle, and they're still out in the blue. Haven't moved. Next circle will shift on in towards the mountains, and the Northern Lights squad have moved in, as we saw on this hillside. They have a really nice overlook on a lot of these buildings. They're controlling the ground around them. Both Hope and Bro really struggling to get their foothold in, as everybody else is going to start to push on.
Look at that boy. Rebro now dead to the zone. He's been knocked by the zone. Pow's left him. What was the point in that fight?
you know...
It's a very disappointing, very, very silly fight there. If you play PUBG Mobile at home, you know exactly not to do that. Here comes the fight from Northern Lights. These guys are absolutely excellent at holding the high ground pressure here. Hope having such a tough time. The Molotov really forcing them away, and they've got a player on the flank as well. And that's them down, done, in 14th place.
Northern Lights were able to get the loot there as well, so nicely done for them. Going to be able to pick up a bunch of meds. He's still got a full HP level 3 helmet, level 2 vest as well going, so they're going to be pretty happy with that.
Grand old
start
time.
To move on forwards.
We want to have a look at where Geki is, because I know he did just get in a vehicle.
Is he still going?
Yeah, Geki's still going.
Oh, okay.
Currently, I think he did find a little bit of equipment.
So's Pow.
Yeah, Pow's coming in.
Do you know what? I really want Geki to win now.
Same.
I really want it to win. It would be great.
I'm rooting for Geki right now.
There's Pow going down.
Pow's gone! They must be so mad. They must be so mad that Geki's still alive. He's like, guys, you left all the meds. Unfortunate for you, I guess.
Too bad. So sad. Better luck next time. Maybe you shouldn't stick around in the blue for 5 hours and just get screwed because of it. Because it was a poor decision and they paid the price, the iron price in the end. PENTA over on the western flank do need to make their way in, and it's going to be pretty tricky around the Northern Lights hillside control. They have got a brilliant set of high ground, but speaking of high ground as well, you've got DreamEaters over in the hills near Chumacera. Will be vied for by both NEX and Hero Ice from the south, and from the north you've got Pro vying for it as well, so a lot more heavily contested than Northern Lights position at this stage.
Yeah, Northern Lights have got a pretty decent position here, like you're saying, John. There's hillsides on either side of them, so they will have the drop on No Rage, as well as PENTA as they move up this hill. Really, they've only got to be worried about Bro Mobile Gaming, I guess. Shots come through right now onto PENTA, you would imagine. So many teams around them right now. The Northern Lights have to be very careful. And it is Northern Lights Pyrenik, the scout of the team, you would imagine, is going down now, feeding the information across the Northern Lights. They've got to make this fight quick.
Next, taking heavy damage on the south side of the circle. Near Inés del Valle. They're just going to heal up and fall back as the barrage of nades does come in to zone them away, to split up this fight just a little bit further. Northern Lights haven't fully abandoned their teammate, but it looks like they are going to give it over finally to No Rage. Headache going to fire onto the rest of the next squad over on the top of the hill. Will be able to claim 1 kill, and the high ground going well for them. They have a couple of peaks under their wing, under their control.
Unfortunately, this hillside that all these teams have been vying for control for, just north of Minas del Val, is actually no longer as good, so they're all falling down off it.
I think Geki might have gone down.
No, he's not. He's not gone down.
Are you sure?
I'm very, very sure.
Okay.
No, just now. Oh, why would you do that? Why would you jinx our
I'm so sorry, Geki. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You evil, evil man.
Well,
at least he got a point.
Yeah.
He got a point and he proved his point.
Unfortunately, he went down at 11th, which means they got no more points than Immortals.
Yeah, I mean, he still lived, so he stuck it to the man.
Yeah, that's that. It's you know, it's a real turn of the screw on that one. So
yeah,
see what they're able to get done. Finally, Northern Lights lose their scout, but they will have to make the break. It is a hard eastern shift here. The Romania team actually with a decent spot in a couple of these defilades moving forwards. KUMA might be able to enter into this hillside as well, but FROMHELL are going to be holding it down for the time being.
Indeed.
Northern Lights have made a very fast rotation. 2 of the players pushing on in, but the DreamEaters are there ready and waiting to receive in Chumacera. It's bold to go towards the compound, but the area that they're holding at the moment is actually a little bit more sparse. I wouldn't classify it as a full settlement that they have up the top of the hill. So they should be okay. I continue to go for it. KUMA, just go straight on in.
Yeah, KUMA actually full wipe Team SapphireALLY earlier on as well. Christ alive, that is
5 kills.
That is some serious firepower coming out from this team. Yep. So Tabsy now down. If I imagine that they would go for the revive there.
A lot of fights on the south. This is going to be crunch time.
Better than 3. Absolutely, all the teams. You can't see your map right now, but there are so many teams all just blasting their way up through the south side. Literally, the whole map is lighting up with gunfire.
Everyone else trying to just push on in at the moment. The teams already inside of the zone are Northern Lights and DreamEaters on the southern bank, and you've got what looks to be PENTA trying to lay claim to a little bit of it as well. Here at Ice making that insurgency, but it's just not going their way for now. They have to try and skirt around the edge, and it's not really going to happen for them. Only one player left standing. Northern Lights lose another player in the process as they go down. Pro holding a little bit further down in the settlement as the blue starts to push.
The player they keep an eye on here is DreamEaters at Eclipse. Obviously, he was on the kill leaderboard before, and he's on the top of the kill leaderboard here as well. Seems like he's doing a lot of work for his team, or is they're just giving him all the finishing blows, one or the other. You would imagine it was the first, though.
If the circle zones towards the compounds, towards the buildings, this is going to be a great spot for a lot of these teams down in the south. But if it heads out north or even west a little bit, I'm looking at KUMA. I'm looking at Bro as well.
Yeah, it would seem that I think KUMA's a little bit indecisive here in the positioning, because they're waiting for a northern yoink on the circle or a western yoink, and they go for either. And on the other hand, Romania Team fully committed to the northern yoink, whereas Bro are down here waiting for the circle to reposition onto them. And it looks like Bro have won the pick of the litter there, right on top of them. But KUMA don't have too far to go. Unfortunately, Romania Team, the risk does just not pay off there.
Bro, we're actually going to go for a little bit of a rotation, and No Rage are going to try and shut them down for it. They will take a knock and actually find a second. Nicely done from No Rage as Bro leave a position that they probably could have held down in favor of going straight into the gunfire of No Rage. Unfortunate for them. But that has baited No Rage down into the position that Bro are now in, so they have left the top of the hillside.
They did donate the position over to No Rage so far. It depends if the players from Bro can bring this one back.
I don't think it's likely.
I don't think it's likely at all either. No Rage. They're coming in hot here. Does take down Harley as well. And now it's just clean-up time.
Oh yeah, Bro are going to fall out in 10th position. And No Rage now have right slap bang in the center of the circle. Everyone's going to have to rotate down south.
KUMA coming down from the northern side. Still have DreamEaters, nice and a little bit split up here. It will seem like a couple of players are going to try and move counterclockwise around the circle, up towards where FROMHELL are actually holding. Also, KUMA are actually taking a bit of a fight with Romanian Team right now. I think they did just get one knock. DreamEaters down to 3 players. KUMA still at 4, so no knocks on their side. Just giving a bit of a battering to Romania Team as they try and make their way southwesterly into the circle.
Whoever wins that has a really decent shout at actually moving into the next circles. And it looks like KUMA have the firepower to be able to get it, but they are being answered and actually peppered from the sidelines by No Rage, and they're going to actually lose a little bit of power there. That might give Romania Team a little bit of the get-go to try and push down south, but KUMA have control of it. No Rage at the moment, I would say, are dominant moving in.
A lot of people saying that Coffin is one guy to look out for on No Rage, and you can see absolutely why here. The guy is an absolute beast when he comes down to it. It looks like he is warmed up now. The thing is, though, is if No Rage can actually take out both these teams on the northern sides, it means they have a really good rotation over the road to hold the ridge side afterwards with no fear of any team at their back, which might be the smart play. It really depends where the next circle goes. If it goes back towards the compound, No Rage are just a little bit indecisive here, not sure where they should go, but currently they're doing a really good job to hold off the team surrounding them.
So finally goes down. He was doing his best, but can't dodge a bullet for that long, unfortunately. Will fall out, and that's just going to be one player for Romania Team and one player for KUMA. Left standing, Tabsy and Magic going to be there, and Magic's out in the open in the sight lines of from Hell, and he will just be shut out. So that's
Rob
them going to go down. The
very
next circle
over there.
is going to zone into No Rage as well. Yet again, they have control. They have a great spot. Penta and Northern Lights will want to try and push in, but Northern Lights have just lost another member.
No Rage looking real good here. 2 teams with 4 players remaining. It's Pro and No Rage. No Rage in a really good spot to take this game right now. KUMA Tabsi still alive. Has gone down once, but is now making his way over the road towards the city.
Looking at Pro, though, they do have a decent downhill position. They can't really be looked down on by the Northern Lights.
Oh, God.
The sightline just isn't there. Oh, he's looking for the Car 98
Seizing
shot.
his head.
Hopper not quite able to get it done just yet. No Rage looking to try and control up the hill. Pro controlling down the hill. Who's going to be able to find a little bit of a respite in the middle of them? That's the question in terms of laddering up. Still 8 teams left remaining, Blank.
Yeah. Penta now making their way in as well. At some point, these teams on the southern side of the circle will have to start fighting each other, but the compound providing a lot of security for these teams, which is why you do see so many teams still alive. Bobby, though, from the last game, showing us it's not just a fluke, and he's still putting the work, making things very difficult for DreamEaters.
And taking a lot of heavy casualties, but Penta are going to go low. I think that might have been the Northern Lights squad going down. Penta able to clap it on out. Now the question is, will anyone be able to do any more? Here at Ice have still got a player in the mix that is right next to the building that Pro are in. It's Soulless, trying to hold it down for them and ladder up in terms of those points. So seeing what he can get done. There we go. There's the DreamEaters being eliminated as well, I believe.
I'd be very interested to see how many kills No Rage currently actually have. It seems they've been in the kill feed quite often. KUMA Tabsi, though, made his way all the way to 7th place, looking to stay in this one. And this seems to be the perfect spot to do it, to be honest with you, right next to No Rage. Because they obviously look at the back of these compounds. They're completely closed off. So No Rage currently aren't looking behind them. They have just been delivered a loot crate.
I doubt
they can get to it.
There might be a door that you can open and jump on the roof.
Yeah, they can climb on, maybe.
It'd be dangerous.
It would be. It would be dangerous for Tabsi as well.
That's true.
Please don't spot me. Advocate still down there. I don't think he wanted to be underhand.
He might have done. Just trying to control the crossing on the road, maybe. Oh no, it was just on
control
top of the
the
roof.
crossing.
Yeah, okay, it was on. Okay, yeah, no, I'll take that back. That wasn't a good. That wasn't a good thing. Not for them.
Yeah, I really like this position from Tabsi. He's basically a bit of a leech on the top team right now.
Oh, look at Soulless. He's going to go in against Pro. He's already found a knock and seeing what more he can get. Claw is very low. The launch is over the top there. He's able to get another one as well. He might be able to get one more. They're all upstairs. They're all falling
He's going
back.
in!
He's confirmed. Claw looking for someone to push down. Goes for the vault. Looks for a little bit more. He's outside now. Will Mario be able to hold it down? A nice nade over the top. Not going to be able to find it. Mario's there. Soulless, the one-man army, is going to get shut down. Not quite able to do everything. He managed to get 3 knocks against one of the best teams going at this stage.
Bobby jumping out the window said, I have to do this all myself, don't I?
Goodness me. If Bobby had gone down there, that would have been disastrous.
It really
the player upstairs was very low. Mario would have gone down. But that's going to remove a lot of power from Pro. A really nice play. Going to land them a little bit of success. But now it's No Rage in a dominant position.
FROMHELL just trying to control his backside over here. And it will be No Rage once again. Taking down Penta. I believe they are now out.
No Rage are in the next zone as well. Billy will have to move up a little bit with the rest of his team, but that shouldn't be a bother. Tabsi might have to reveal himself in the meantime. The question is, do No Rage move their player up before Tabsi makes that break?
It's really risky because Tabsi, if he moves out, he will show himself.
Oh, they know he's there.
Yeah, they absolutely
They absolutely know he's there.
He's dead. He's completely dead. He knows he's dead. He's
just
denying the point.
Oh, look at that. An light underarm will force him out. He's going to get shut down.
That was very smart. Mario absolutely knew he wanted the points there. Add a little point to the repertoire. That's absolutely fine. Tabsi, though, still in the circle. No Rage is going to get thinned out a little bit. Moves through the smoke back there. But now it's FROMHELL. We're dealing with No Rage currently.
They've left the backstop there, so they might be able to spot that out. I think he's just heard his footsteps.
Billy over the top. Makes the jump. Hits the shots as well onto White. And White is not able to do anything about it. No Rage. Taking a little bit of damage, but no players down as of yet. But look at that, KUMA all the way in the top 3 spot after Well, started us out pretty badly, and he's actually taken the little compound for himself, the cheeky blighter.
It's in the next zone. It's a really good spot for him. We'll see where the next shift is going to go, but I think Helios is aware of his position. Of course, No Rage have left that player over on the other side of the road, and they have got that backstop should they need to push back in. But at the moment, it's Pro taking a lot of damage, taking heavy casualties against No Rage. Might have to put it. Oh, is he going to look for loots? No, maybe he's just going to spot a player over the side. The suppressor there is going to stop those bullet sounds being super easily audible for the enemy team.
Tabsy might have to deal with Helios here. He does indeed, but Helios shows himself, will go down, making this a bit more of an even playing field. Hopper back behind the ridge side. 3 players still alive, 1 knock for No Rage. Absolutely no hope for Helios right now because they will have to cross the road, which will expose them to Pro. So it is a 3v3 now, John.
The thing is, Helios has a complete third-person view perspective of this fight, so he can feed this information to the rest of his team. We'll see if they're able to capitalize on having that sort of advantage.
This ridge side here provides a lot of cover for Bobby and Hopper. We have seen Bobby do a lot of good work so far. It's Lutz, Billy still alive in this one, as well as Coffin. Billy does go down. Pro might be able to do this one. Mario does get knocked. Lutz is in the circle, will go down to it. Bobby is doing the work right now, John.
The circle's pushing No Rage towards Pro as well. Pro have the advantage on these defilades. They can hold it down, and Coffin goes down. It's low. It's Pro all the way home.
Bloody brilliant job from Pro all in all. Sure, they don't get a lot of kills, but they played that last circle fantastically. Also, big credit to your boy Tabsy from KUMA there. Managed to make himself all the way to that top 3 spot, and 10 points is nothing to scoff at there.
Not only
That's basically
that,
10 kills.
But they got 6 kills as well.
Wow,
so they managed to net themselves 16 points. A really, really good turn-up for them, I'd say.
There was even a potential there for him to be a big upsetter at the end of the game there. Unfortunately, No Rage, they had the bead on. They knew there was someone hiding in the wings. I'm interested to see how many kills No Rage actually ended up with in the end there. I didn't actually take a quick look, or was more focused on the fact that KUMA made it all the way to the top. So we are going to quick look now.
They managed to get 11 kills.
11 kills, not bad. So we've got a total of 25 points all in all. So just behind Pro with the 26. Yeah.
27.
27, yeah, so just behind by 2 points there.
Yeah, so a really nice turn up for pretty much all of the top 3 teams there. Everybody else going to be pretty happy with that one as well. A very nice way to finish it out for Pro, I have to say.
Really nice.
They had probably the lesser position. Of course, they had the backstab come out, and they nearly went down, remember?
Yeah.
Where if Bobby had not been able to pick it up in the end against Solus, then who knows what could have happened.
Yeah,
but
so it looks like
that's that's the epitome, that's the embodiment of getting back on the horse.
Yeah, really good job from Bobby, picking up the slack in a big way.
Oh yeah.
3 members alive at the end there. Really good use of the terrain, I thought. Like it seemed like No Rage, they spent a lot of time in that compound. Sure, it was really good for a long time, but I think they had to think a little bit further ahead there, where they wanted to place themselves. And that's that really crucial moment for Pro. And then he also managed to get back in the building and revive his mate, who had very little health on the knock. There's No Rage once again towards the end, just before their final fight with Pro. This was really key. The fact they were able to take down Helios there meant there was no player on the flank who was going to play upset for them. So really, really good job to Pro all in all. Definitely deserved that win in the end.
Yeah, and I have to say, that's the first time I wanted to see it where the circle wasn't the major factor there. I mean, No Rage did, right in the final circle, have to push towards them, but Pro, to get there, they had to make rotations. They had to be smart. They had to find their path, and they did exactly that. So I'm really happy with that game. A couple of teams earlier on, not super great. I mean, the battle
it was
between
basically 14 teams only really playing.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really, really poor fight to be taking for the Immortals for that length of time, even against BitIce. But here we go. In come the scores for the top teams who did play the game really quite well. 27-25 for the top 2.
16, 14, 13, 11, 10, and 8. So fairly decent scores all in all for the placements of 1 down to 8th here. Really happy. KUMA's going to be really happy. They'll be patting Tabsy on the back right now, saying, well done, my son. You did really well to get where you did. DreamEaters once again with 7 kills. I believe like 6 or 5 of those were from Eclipse. So this guy is really putting his name on the board. And I think he is actually top the kill leaderboard now.
We'll have to take a look. In the end, once those stats come up. But here's the second set of the page. Not really going to be too happy with that one. A lot of those teams not going to be best pleased. Still, atop is unique. With 1 more map to go, though, there's people nipping at their heels, although I don't think there's going to be anyone putting in the performance. Of course, it would be ProMobile Gaming, the only team who could try and leapfrog them, and they are, I think, what's that, 53 points away? So they'd need a 34-point game to be able to get up there, a 34-kill game
pretty
to
hard,
be able to get there. It is going to be pretty hard. I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
What this scoreboard shows us, though, John, is that the Group C and D, they don't really have a truly dominant team like we saw of Footballers, Team Unique, and Asteria Myth. So it's interesting to see. So it might be the fact that all these teams are on equal skill level, and it's proving a little bit difficult. It's a bit more matched with each other. Let's just take a quick look at where these teams actually are. So here's the kill leaders board. Like I said, there we go. Eclipse all the way in first. 16 kills over 3 games.
With a game to go.
Really, really good with 1 more game to go too. This guy has been putting in the absolute work for DreamEaters so far. And one thing interesting to note actually is that Group A holds Asteria Myth, Footballers, and Team Unique, who are all in first, second, and third place. So Group A seems to be the scary group to be facing.
Yeah, I mean, if the top 3 is on that half of the 2 groups that have played so far, then you do need to be worried about that. And that's really scary for the rest of the teams in Group A, right? That's really, really scary, because if you're coming up against the top
to play against
you
them.
always have to play against them in every single one of your 12 maps. Whereas if they're in another group, you're only going to have 4 against them. So everyone in Group C, Group D, and Group B is going to be a little bit happier with that. Of course, Group B probably the most happy, because they won't have to play against them again.
No, not at all. Anyway, we will be playing one more match again, though, in match 4. We'll be heading back over to Erangel. But until then, we're going to go to a very, very quick break, and we'll be back very soon, guys. So don't go anywhere. See you soon.
Just the north outside of Milta. A lot of open fields, though, to deal with. SMG start to rattle off the sprays, and back to back take a tumble.
Out goes Ultra. I mean, I don't know what you do versus that kind of jump. I know, HIceX, he has to traverse down this hill, mate. Oh, the hiking moves for you, because it's going to be very, very difficult to make your way down. Oh boy, he's got the spray on him. He has the tap on through, and that's the boy falling on the mountain. He's not going to be collected by the rescue team anytime soon.
16 kills. They're trying to conquer their own record here.
Christ alive, Unique! Not a good spot for them, so unless they can rise out of there on the UAZ, should be a little bit pressed here versus SMG. They come on up. There's one out.
Oh dear.
Sir does manage to get out of the vehicle, but he has to get away from it pretty pronto. It is on fire. There is the lean. Damn.
Near Bandita as well, taking a fight over towards, here we go, MVP. They're going to start to push on through. FROMHELLL up and crashing. We'll be able to get out. They take the fight. Nicely done. Takes a lot of damage though. Kind of God, going pretty low, and could have been disastrous for them. They would have lost a lot of spot, but in comes the mini Uzi.
Yeah, the micro Uzi is so strong. And now you've got a lot of members on the floor. Danny coming around the side.
He spots the
shots underneath. The toes are blown absolutely off. Hello, welcome back to the European region of PMCO 2019. My name's Blank and I'm joined today by the beautiful and lovely John Allen. Now, if you want to play some PUBG for yourself, you've got to go to our official sponsor, NEX, where they provide you with uninterrupted and seamless gaming time to get those glorious chicken dinners when you absolutely need them at the prime times. Obviously, also, if you want to play PUBG Mobile yourself, you can download on the Google Play App Store or the iOS App Store, whatever you fancy, really. And if you want to see some more glorious PUBG Mobile, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel at PUBG Mobile Esports down below, and definitely smash that like button too.
Bang, bang, let's go. Hit
bang,
some
bang,
likes.
bang.
Yeah, of course, you could check out all of the different regions there, but for now, we're looking at EU. We've had some great games so far. I was a real big fan of that last Miramar map. For the majority of it, it was really well played by a lot of those squads.
Yeah.
So, really happy to see that come through. Hopefully, on Erangel, we're going to see a similar caliber of play. Hopefully, we won't see anyone stick around in the blue for 5 hours to get 1 point.
Come on, Immortals.
Get 1 point.
Like, really, at the end of the day, Bit Ice, that's wanting to play the game, okay? Don't be mean, all right? Allow them to get into the circle and then kill them.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's allow ourselves to get into Erangel. Of course,
Indeed.
the final map of the day. It should be a relatively good one. A lot of these teams will be familiar with it, and it's the second time they've played it. And of course, time and time again, when we've seen these first day sessions come through for all the different regions, it's the second time on Erangel that is a little bit more cohesive.
Exciting.
It's
Yeah,
a little bit
as
more
well.
exciting and cohesive because, of course, you see the rotations become a little bit smarter, the drops become a little bit more diversified as people find their footing, find their premier drop locations.
Yeah, for sure. Here, what we're also saying from match 1, 2, and 3, completely different teams winning out. Obviously, we had Bit Ice in the beginning, then Bro Gaming, and then also we've just had Pro 1 out there on Miramar. So after Erangel, so we have 3 teams who have done pretty well, but really, no one team has ever been in the top 3 like very, very consistently, right? Now, without getting right into the game, you can see the playing path going to the top. This is Group C and D, heading into match 4, the final match of the day. We're definitely, perhaps, not the most unexciting one.
Hopefully not. Let's go and see what we've got ourselves. A northern plane, a little bit of a cut. Military base, probably off the cards, unless you go for a long rotation. You'd have to drop early, though, and there will be people going towards Milta and down to the south to Milta Power as well, around Farm, and those vehicles will be prime territory for them, so it's probably unavailable to be able to go for that one because you don't want to be dropping out late and then rotating into military base and then maybe potentially have to leave again. You won't get all the loot that you're looking for. Probably best to try and go for your secondary drop if that's on your plans, but of course Rozhok, Pachinki, Yasnaya, Milta, Georgia Pole as well, very, very accessible to the majority of these teams. We'll see who goes where in the end as they do start to go for it. A lot of teams actually dropping out really early around Lipovka, around Mansion, around Prison as well.
Yasnaya going to be occupied by a couple of teams. In particular, you're going to have DreamEaters up there. Rozhok, a few teams there, as well as Pachinki completely uncontested currently. But you are right, Lipovka, Milta, Mini Milta. There's all got a lot of players around this area looking for those vehicles. Probably going to squeeze ourselves across. But we have pretty much players all the way across the middle side of the map, all the way from the east to the west. And everyone on the eastern side going to be very, very happy with themselves as the circle does drop very much easterly by Lipovka, Milta Power, Mini Milta.
I would say it's pretty questionable that a lot of these teams dropped out super early and went to that eastern coast, but now with the circle, it's going to pay dividends. I mean, it's a risk, but it pays off in this circumstance. 3 teams over in Yasnaya, 2 South Georgia Pole. Everybody else pretty spread out. Really, the hot spots are going to be Yasnaya, probably around Rozhok as well, and over near Lipovka. Those are the 3 places I'm going to be paying attention to for the next phase, certainly.
Team Romania, obviously up in Georgia Pole. They went there last time. They got a lot of free loot to themselves before they tried to rise it back into the circle, obviously in those vehicles, but they were immediately taken out. So probably going to have to go for a little bit of a safer rotation. This time already Andy taking down Geki. Geki just not having a great time at the beginnings of games so far.
No,
oh, he's out now as well.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. It's going to be next, taking him down this time around. QLASH, they are looking to hold down Milta, maybe getting a little bit of a sightline onto NEX. A couple of shots being popped off. Not sure if that was a mistake, but over in Gatka, you've got Bro And a little bit further out onto the west coast of the island, you've got Hope, who will need to make that eastward rotation. There should be plenty of vehicles around there. They should be pretty happy with this one. Everyone who is there will be okay, unless, of course, SapphireALLYs do take a little bit of a heavy casualty. Normally, the exit route from South George, if you get pushed on from those crates on the eastern side, is to exit down that coast and try and loot up there. But, of course, with Hope maintaining that position, that's going to be even more hard. That's going to be harder, and if Kingsman can hold it down for the rest of his team to come and back him up, they might run into a real sticky situation, but that does rely on a couple of things falling into place.
So this seems to be the spot for QLASH and KUMA. This is exactly where they were last time, QLASH versus KUMA in match number 1, where QLASH actually had KUMA against the ropes for quite a while, John, before KUMA just completely snapped back at them like an elastic band. Let's see how this goes this time. Perhaps QLASH will be a little bit more careful. I am quite interested that Northern Lights once again going for this clockwise northern rotation into the circle. Seems to be that's their point of play. They are up by Severny, probably going to rotate just past Stalber into Yasnaya Poliana.
Well, there are 3 teams already in Yasnaya. Might be a little bit tricky to move through that. Yeah, past probably being the operative word there. So. But it is dangerous because these teams will have to exit at some point, of course. Unless the circle does do a couple of hard north shifts, then maybe they get to stay. But really not going to be looking forward to that one. QLASH might have a little bit of a fight on their hands as KUMA, as you say, pretty close to them. Next, a little bit further out to the east. But at the moment, it's going to be both Milter and School being contested.
So now the Demons are coming from hell at him for what he did last game. Rebro the 2 boys who left from Water Plant before. That's karma right there.
Yeah, that's what you get.
That's what you get.
Go
Yeah,
on,
take it.
Yeah, go on, Thompson.
Oh, go on, son.
Box him out.
Oh, come on. Rob, why are you putting him out of misery? That's
style points.
Do you know what that is? That's a waste of bullets, mate.
That's a mercy.
Yeah. Cuts and
Mercy
Tiger.
they don't deserve.
In their own little building. Cuts hiding behind broken vehicle. Has a little bit of cover himself. Going to try and make his way across using smoke field to really reduce the vision for hell. Obviously, they're just going to do this. Try and move. Try and have a run. I dare you.
This is going to give FROMHELL time to rotate around, get the off angles. You can see, look at where White is. He's going to have such a great angle on this. Sees the vehicle, sees the mount up, needs to hit those sprays. Isn't going to quite be able to land something just yet. Cuts just trying to echo. Does take a little bit of damage, but they do get away with it. All right, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that's how you rotate away from a fight fast.
I know,
Why didn't you do
right?
that last time?
Well, I mean, that is the 2 other members that went down pretty quick. So it looks like that's where the
You say pretty quick. They were fighting for a good 4 minutes.
quite fast. Well, bloody hell, they're right on the tail of them.
Yeah, this is what you get. You don't want extended fights. Well, unfortunately, FROMHELL do.
I'm not allowing them to leave whatsoever.
They're
Thompson
remounting.
already in there. Vehicles galore for them. Already was like, okay, I guess we'll go elsewhere.
See where else they can run to with their tail between their legs. Unfortunately, they're going to have to run a little bit further south.
Oh, nice
Straight
shot,
there.
pulls him
Yeah, there we
out.
go. He's going to be able to land it onto Cuts. I don't know why I'm so angry at them. I think it's because of the poor showing sportsmanship last time around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what better than demons to you can't run from your demons at the end of the day.
They are still going.
Really? Oh my god.
Okay.
This team has an absolute vengeance. Is it going to be the run over
They're
though?
going for the res. Oh, they're going for the res. Okay. This is good because they know
I can't believe this.
where Cuts is going to get out. They are going to try and get it. They will hear the vehicle now. They're going to try and lean out the windows, get a little bit of overlook.
Oh my god, they're really going for them.
It's Mad Max. Here he goes, throwing into the spray. There's
Look
2
at this.
vehicles.
Oh,
he
he's
gets
out.
him out
Run him
again.
down,
Gets
son.
the second, goes to the run over, but no, it's just straight onto the hay bales, fly straight on forwards. 1 goes down.
What is that?
They are on a mission. I love it.
There was an unseeable tether between the 2 vehicles. They were having none of it. Immortals were just not getting away. And look, they've also got themselves nicely planted into the circle as well. So 2 jobs in 1.
Fair enough. And of course, they can pick up all the meds that the Immortals will have looted on earlier. So
That's for Geki.
That's for Geki, indeed. That is retribution. Unfortunately, though, the rest of Bit Ice are going to go a little bit low as well. A lot of them taking themselves down. A lot of knocks going over.
Yeah, no rage. Nico, basically on the last lease of life there. No rage, obviously, from last game did extremely well, making it all the way to that top 2 spot.
Looking for that final player. I don't know if they know that he's around or not. They are checking angles, but Homer just holding it down behind a rock outside the compound.
Yeah. Not much he can do here. And
Wait for them to leave, really.
if he's learnt anything from any of the other situations we've seen like this, he will just stay still and not try and take the fight here and allow No Rage to leave. Really, for BitIce, they had a really good showing in that first game, and they got quite a lot of points available to them. So now, really, Homer, all his duty is right now is to try and get those placement points in the bag.
Yeah, he's going to allow them to leave. This is smart. Don't want to go down here. No kill points. Only 1 placement point would be in the bag. He might be able to get a single kill. It looks like he is thinking about going for it.
He's just making sure he's got eyes on.
Essentially, what he wants is a kill he can confirm without having to push out and try and go for the down player, and exposing himself. And if he'd have gone for it the first time around against Billy, he would have been able to pick it up probably, but the confidence, the decision-making wasn't quite fast enough, which is, fair enough. It is a difficult situation. SapphireALLY, though, taking a little bit of a harrying on their rotation from the western side, from Bro.
Yeah. Northern Lights finally making their way into the circle. From that northern side, like we said, they're going to come down past the podcast. No Rage, going to take some shots at them and hit them as well. Billy showing us just what a marksman he actually is.
The rotation's now coming away from Yasnaya. They're starting to exit as time goes on. The circle moving everyone a little bit further down south, and actually Hope in a really good spot around the mouth of the bridge towards that military island.
Did he just push his player over the side? He absolutely did. That's not what you want, is it, at all? That's not sportsmanship.
Certainly not teamwork.
I wish I saw that again. That was incredible.
I'll be honest, I was looking at the map. Sounds like I missed a hell of a fight. But
you really did. It was actually amazing what we just saw. Harley basically got flung over the wall.
It's unfortunate, that one.
It was like he was on some rails on the way, went whip over the top.
There goes SapphireALLY. They will be going out. Still, there's a team in Novo. KUMA have made that rotation. Decided that was a good idea. Fair enough. They're still in the circle, so they do have a little bit of time to play with. Seeing what they can get done.
I mean, it's risky.
Homer is still by that compound that the rest of his team got killed at, and it looks like at the moment No Rage are going to just evacuate and leave him there. So we'll be able to survive. Will he be able to snake his way in? Time will tell.
Just the one player, as we've seen so far, it doesn't really go all that well. Obviously, Tabsy did manage to make that top 3 spot, so Homer, he definitely does have the chance there for him. No Rage currently have a free vehicle convoy here, which is really good. Going to allow them to provide themselves with a lot of cover and get into the circle rather promptly. No Hell also making their way down. Going to probably go past shelter there. Pro also fairly in the middle of the circle, but it is Hope and QLASH who are firmly placed in the center there. Wondering what KUMA's going to do. I mean, if by some weird chance the circle does go down and hit on the bridge, they've got a good spot. But there are also vehicles just outside of Novo too, so in terms of boats, so they might be able to rotate up through to Milta, potentially.
FROMHELL now pushing away from the location, of course, earlier where they killed Immortals. They've got a pretty open rotation, so that's going to be nice for them. Hero Ice as well. They've sent an outpost in, and Solus bringing up the rear, of course, the player who nearly was able to take down Pro from the previous game. They are going to be pretty close to them again, so maybe he's going to have a second chance, a second crack at it. Crack of the whip, but they are going to rotate straight past, and actually Pro might be able to shoot him on down. Homer, on foot, going to be rotating down south from Mansion. Doesn't want to draw any attention to himself.
No, I mean, this isn't too bad from him either. He's going to make his way down past shelter, where there's actually a load of there's a massive tree line there for him to stay pretty safe and hidden within. It looks like Hope is in a little bit of firefight of their own. Not sure who with as of yet, or who they're taking fire upon. Possibly Hero Ice here.
Yeah, I think
as
it is.
you will see, Exxon already moving in.
They
takes down Orosh.
They did crash on into the to Milta, and it looks like they're going to break upon the rocks. Unfortunately,
Yep, here it is now.
Hero Ice really taking a beating. They will be able to get themselves up as they've managed to find a little bit of a set of buildings to hold themselves in, but they will need to heal up for the time being. They will be aware that hope is there, and with the circle moving their way, that gives them a little bit more time. Of course, it does now move to the mainland. KUMA have made the cross already, by the way, over the bridge, so they do have that opened up. And with this fight going on in Milta, it was a very easy rotation for them to make. Not too sure if that was luck or smart rotations, being aware, but they do make it over nonetheless.
Yeah, Hope just leaving. Very, very smart. Only problem is they're going to be running straight into KUMA here. HIceX wanted to finish that out quickly. Sun managed to get that pick onto Horosh. Or we can imagine he's the top fragger for Hope right now. Zumba, very, very close to KUMA. KUMA actually taking shots right now, possibly at ProMobile Gaming, as they make their way down the coastline towards them.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tricky. I have to say, though, Solus, he just doesn't... He just keeps on going. He jumps over the walls. He vaults in the middle of combat like nobody I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's parkour hardcore.
Absolutely.
Until the day he dies.
I mean,
really.
Well, absolutely. And it's paid off for him 1 or 2 times because nobody really expects him to go for such a bold vault, and they weren't able to train in on the sites.
Like, are you a PUBG mobile player or a gymnast? Like, what is going on here?
I mean, look at that. He's just straight over the wall. He's a little bunny.
He just needs some bunny ears. There's actually a bunny head in the game, so I think we need to ask him to put that on next.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to go for that one or not. But the rest of the teams now start to rotate in. Of course, from Yasnaya, it's still DreamEaters making that rotation. They have a bit of a way to go. They're still out in the blue, but it's only 3rd phase, so they can sustain for a little bit of time. Homer, by the way, still in it on that rotation from Hell now, making that rotation down south. Pro have a compound to the western side of this next circle, but Penta might look to try and displace them a little bit further on. Hope have been pushed all the way out east. They've completely evacuated the majority of their players. There's just Zumba left over to the west of Milta. KUMA make a similar rotation as well. They go across the mouth of the bay, and they have a little bit of headland to be playing with.
It really right now is just very much posturing, isn't it, John? Because teams know that the next circle is going to be really crucial. Because this is the one where it goes, you're going to get quite a small circle in phase 4, and it can really go anywhere in this area. And if a team can place themselves in Milta, and you get a Milta circle, things are really, really looking for you. FROMHELL are absolutely just destroying teams if they're in vehicles. They're having none of it. They're absolutely anti-wheels.
5 kills so far for their squad, and they are absolutely on the highway to hell, as they are rare road warriors through and through at this time around. Look at that. Just running them down.
I love it so much. It is like watching Mad Max.
It's great. I love it. I think this is a great way for FROMHELL to play. Not only are they taking these super aggressive fights, they're following rotations where they know that it's only the team they're originally fighting are going to be, because if they weren't, then they would have crashed straight into the enemy team. It's really smart how they're playing, and they're not going to the super populated areas as well. So I'm a real big fan of the gameplay that they're displaying right now. And they're rotating well as well in separate vehicles. They've got a lot of power. Eclipse trying to hold it down, but he's only 1 versus 4, and with the might that FROMHELL are displaying, don't think he's going to last too long. I think they know where he is as well. The next circle zoning in onto Milta. We might be in for an urban finish.
There is our top killer on the leaderboard there. It is Eclipse, so maybe FROMHELL are going to think twice about trying to take that fight. Potentially takes down a couple of them. Maybe they finish him off, but they don't really want to waste the resources on him. They can make a bit of a better run into the circle, which has just now popped. Oh no! Look at that. See, I'm telling you, he is a scary guy to contend with.
Where's the turnaround? Whoa, look at this movement.
Ooh.
Coming in. They are not happy about this. He's coming back. He was trying to save it, trying to crash in, but it depends. Is he going to go in for the combat? No, they are just going to bug out. They're going to give that one over to Eclipse. They're going to let that one lie, but they are going to remember what's going on. They don't want to try and they don't want to try and edge guard, because they do actually have to get into the next circle relatively quickly.
Yeah, Dukes is going down there screaming, "Witness me." The rest of the team.
Oh no, he spot. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Here we go.
The rest of the team screams back, "Witness," as they absolutely lay the fire into Eclipse.
Not going to hit him though. Only 22 points of damage being landed. Eclipse makes the rotation. Actually, a little bit over towards Homer from earlier on. Of course, still making that southern rotation. A lot of teams now gathering around that eastern side as players making those rotations. KUMA from that headline have now gone back into Milta. Hope not quite made that move yet. NEX and PENTA vying for the eastern side along with No Rage.
Here's Pro right now. Underneath. Silas doing a really good job on these stairs though. Pre-fire is good. There's Claw going down. Does not get any of the other players, however. It is just Solus outside.
He's got his teammate across the way, but
our resident parkour player. Smokes come out. This is going to make it very difficult for Souls to get up. Does not take down Bobby. Bobby once again exhibiting perfect marksmanship.
He can't get past him. This guy is get him in goal. He's not letting anything past. So we'll see if they're able to do it. Again, FROMHELL, able to get a road kill, but they do take one down in the meantime. Eclipse goes out as well, who is the solo player for DreamEaters, so they go down in 14th. FROMHELL still, though, they're rolling around. They're right in the middle of Milton now.
This is one hell of a game from FROMHELL. They're really just feeling themselves at this point, to be honest with you.
They should be. Unfortunately, though, in the compound, they might come a cropper because, of course, you can't drive really too well against the enemy teams there.
I remember the enemy teams would be like, what's that noise? As they just see FROMHELL just circling around and round. Here comes the rush from No Rage. Billy and Helios both down. Coffin and Lutz, they're just going to rock up a little bit closer. I feel like Billy and Helios are a little bit slow on that. I mean, Helios probably could have just crashed straight into the building underneath, but instead he decided to get out the vehicle, and he was just a very easy target for Salim after that.
Northern Lights do have a bead on Selim's position, so he can't stand up for too long. Will QLASH be able to be a wild card into the fight there? It remains to be seen, but Selim just has to stay prone at this stage. Pro have control of the entire garage building. They might look to try and get up on top of the roof, but it would be pretty risky. There's teams up the top as well, trying to fight for it. Fight for control. The next circle, again, moving down south, zoning even further into Milta. The urban environment seems to be the battleground for the final engagements here, as everyone will have to try and stake their claim.
Yeah, so much road here as well. To be honest, it may as well be water because you really do not want to be caught out on the road there.
It's a little bit easier to go across it. Of course, you can smoke it down and run relatively fast, so it's a little bit easier. But yeah, you're right. It is definitely the open ground.
So, very easy to spot players as they try and run across there. Northern Lights firmly planted on the eastern side of the circle. Mobile Gaming putting the work onto Romania Team. FROMHELL also within Milta, so it looks like most teams are convinced we are finishing in Milta. Pro currently putting some work into Romania Team, really doing a good job at holding down this building. All back up to Bobby once again, but Bobby is down, so now Mario and Hopper, they've got to pick up the slack here, or risk going down to Romania Team.
Bobby is down though. The Clutch Master himself is going to fall, and the rotations coming in as well as Romania Team starting to lay down the hurt. It's Magic on the other side of the wall. His teammate hops on over, and it's just Hopper upstairs trying to hold it down. Drops the smoke. It might be a nade actually on his teammate, looking to try and hold the staircase. Romania Team have the downstairs now.
Nice nade!
A nice nade is going to take Sumi down. See what else they can get. They know exactly what's there.
Ooh.
If he'd have stayed in that corner, that would have been disastrous. But they know exactly where they are now. They know exactly what building it is. Wait, hang on a minute. He took down Beso.
And Sonny. Sonny goes out on top, so really good job from your boy over there.
The burn was strong.
Yeah, QLASH going down in 13th.
Now
Revive comes on the Magic. Hopper's out here!
Oh,
Goes
they go down.
for it. And the crucial res as well onto Mario to ensure that they do get the refrag. Perfectly played from Hopper, all in all. You'll be happy with this guy. Almost as hot as the Molotov he just threw.
The game is completely changed now. We are going into CQB territory. Everyone in the field will be picked off now because they're trying to push into Milta. The circle is going to be very unforgiving. Shotguns might be pretty useful in this situation. Unfortunately, no one really carrying too many. They might be able to pick one or two up off the floor if there are any left, but ARs abound. SMGs might be pretty useful as well in these situations, but for now, it's control of these buildings, control of the high ground, and it looks like FROMHELL have the top of one of these buildings. Might be able to do it, but in the outskirts, you've got Bro to worry about, who are outside of this town for now.
Yeah, that is not a door you want to be opening. I don't know why Northern Lights thought it was acceptable to try and res there on the stairs.
Hang on a minute. FROMHELL, they were able to take the kill.
Oh my God.
Thompson goes down. Hang on a minute. He just eliminated him.
All right, Thompson, go on then.
Will he be able to get the res? That's my question. It looks like No Rage will lose Coffin to the blue zone. The next circle will zone on into the northern side of the road, so everyone will have to make that push as well. Thompson not going to be able to get White up, unfortunately, is going to be left the last remaining road warrior.
Through the tiny little gap in the window there as well. That is really unfortunate. Thompson, he's waiting. drops down, peeks out the window. Very not the best, but look at this. Milta provides so much cover for all these teams, so a lot of people can cohabit this entire city until the circle says otherwise, which is now popped northeasterly. Hopper taking a lot of damage, but so many meds on board. He's absolutely fine. More worried about the equipment on his back. Helmet is pretty scuppered, as is the chest armor.
About half his HP left. At the moment, Bro do need to make a little bit of a bold push. They managed to make it actually into this warehouse. This is inside the next circle. They are a 3-man squad. They're going to be relatively healthy. Of course, they weren't in the main fray in that Milta side. They were over to the northwest outside of town. They are going to get there. KUMA finally getting burnt on down. Schlumpy goes down to the Molotov.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for them. Andy also going down to HIceX. HIceX so far doing pretty well. Next, 4 players alive, 1 is currently knocked. PUBGMOBILE Gaming kind of locked down in this warehouse though. Pro Mario and Hopper still inhabiting this building. They've got a lot of sightlines they can abuse. It looks like we just saw Hope make the crossing over there. Is Zumba and Zakon right in front, so definitely very much split.
They are going to try and hold it down. Andy might just have to go down here. No one really wants to leave the building. He's a little bit too far forwards, unfortunately. Looks to be bleeding out relatively fast, and no smokes willing to be invested just yet. With this urban combat, it's so important to cover your crossings when you do go for that. But it's important to note, 22 players alive, 10 teams remaining.
We did see that QLASH went down on the screen earlier, but they are actually still in the game. PRZ is still up and kicking.
Ooh, Hope able to mount up and gather speed over towards Pro. Only 2 players there. His teammate not quite with him either.
Are they gonna, is this gonna be the parkour team once again? Are they gonna hop out the window? In comes the nade. Zakon cooking that one for quite a while. Is it good?
Chooses the window. Chooses wrong.
Unfortunate. Smoke is now down 2, giving me a little bit of cover. Paying rent to Pro for the time being, so he can stay behind this wall. Not the best of buildings, but he'll take what he can get at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you would do, wouldn't you?
10 teams in their 6th phase.
This is crazy. This is a really, really late circle. Of course, this is what you see with urban combat, because teams are going to be gathered so close to each other. The amount of ground that they need to effectively operate is heavily reduced, which means that the critical density of teams is way, way lower.
QLASH now finally out as PRZ goes down to the players from FROMHELL. Bro, still in the warehouse. They have a vehicle in there should they need it, but not really. I don't think anything you're needing for this right now in this final circle. KUMA got a bead on FROMHELL. Thompson, it is just Thompson alive on his own. Bro just moved out from the warehouse. A long train of smoke to a compound. They know they have to move. Mario just not quite on point with the shots though.
Was spraying into the smoke, did spot a little bit late in the clip, unfortunately. 7 bullets remained and he went for the reload, so he wasn't quite able to capitalize on that, but everybody's now going to have to start to move. This is where it could get messy. It's going to get hairy for a lot of these teams.
Ox the Molotov wants to force Zakon away from peeking that window.
Or force him into it, apparently. Hopper takes a lot of damage.
Sushi putting the hurt on Bro. Nice nade. Salem comes out the side. Hits Hopper. Zakon seals the kill though. Salem on the roof. Does see Axa again. Going to try and steal that kill from his teammate.
Bro have taken 2 knocks in the meantime on their push. There's 1 player still standing for them. KUMA now with a lot of power, but I'd say that at the moment, Heroes IceX with a really strong position as Bro go down.
That will be them now finally out. KUMA doing really well from that initial position when they were in Milta to start with, so they've kind of just rode this one all the way in, and absolutely when you kind of have that kind of circle look, you've got to take advantage of it. Next, right next to him, Mario in the building with Zumba right now.
Next, finally dispatching with Northern Lights, so we're down to 5 teams remaining in the 7th phase. Very few players for each team. Next, with 3 players, but one of them is down. KUMA do need to push on through towards the next circle, as actually it's going to be Heroes Ice getting the circle yet again. They're going to be pushed towards that 2-story, and with Selim having such a great overwatch, it's going to be real tricky to get anyone in close. Everybody needs to try and crash it all at the same time, otherwise I'm pretty sure that Heroes IceX might just be able to hold this one down.
With those two players, it might only be two players, but in that two-story, you are really doing well for yourself. And like you said, John, there are so many windows out the front of that two-story with also Salim in front, but this is very smart.
Dangerous.
Gets on top of the building. Knows that Melo's there, but can get cover on this side. This is really smart from KUMA. Sushi. He's going to have a massive overlook over everyone. And Mario and Zakon currently held down against one another because they're both in the same building, so they can't make this peak without one another finding it out.
Okay, so what Sushi's doing right now, I think, is trying to bait the peek coming out from Hero Ice. They won't know that he's on the roof, so they might just go for it. He's looking to try and find the headshot because, of course, they are the most difficult team to deal with. The blue, however, is going to push him, and he has to try and use it.
Zakon, excellent shots as Sushi tries to make the jump out the window. The circle is pushing KUMA. Currently, they've been really scared to make this rotation out of the building. You can't blame them either. Zakon back through. Tapsy goes down. Zana takes down NEX, but the circle is ticking for an absolute ton.
He pushes in. He's going to go for it. There's the nade.
Massive nade there. Will take down the reminder of NEX. Hero Ice in an excellent position. This is so tough for them all. Hero Ice set themselves up really, really well here. Pro Mario in the window, looking to peek out onto Salim, but he also got a boy underneath him too. This is super hard for them, John.
Yeah, they are in the circle as well. They can just hold on this side. They can vault down. They have a further forward territory to hold as well. Both of the remaining solo players are just trying to outlast each other, really. They are only against two, so they have got a little bit of power, but Zana has to move forwards.
Yeah, and they will spot him as soon as he goes past that position as well. Whoa! What a nade!
There's the bouncer.
Right through. Zana's pretty much done. Salim must have seen that. Moves away across. Doesn't find him. Hero Ice absolutely deserved the winner. Chicken dinner there for them.
Selim had such a dominant overlook. You could see he managed to get himself 7 kills, bringing up their total to a clean 12 for the team. A real nice chicken dinner coming in from them. And KUMA, great stuff. But Pro, previous winners as well, they come in third with a decent chunk of kills themselves. They've done really well there, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see them move up just a little bit further. So I'm really happy with how that game turned out. Again, a very nice, clean, rotational game. I'm happy with how EU has progressed.
Yes, absolutely. From day 1 to day 2, it is night and day. Great thing though is now we've seen KUMA and Pro in the top 3 twice in a row now, so we have a little bit of an idea of who our consistent teams are. Heroes Ice, I think performed excellently. Obviously Salim, yeah, like you said, John, really dominant game for him. He played it perfectly. That nade through the window too, that was one hell of a conquer.
Certainly was. FROMHELL, the Road Warriors, did pretty well for themselves as well. They were able to get quite a few kills on the board. They were able to get it done. Really happy with how they turned out. I think they managed to get about 6 or 7 kills in the end against many teams, and they just chased down Immortals, which of course I was very happy with.
Yeah, I mean, we can't see where they placed right on our little screen at the moment, but I'm sure after the game when we get the scorecard up, we'll be able to tell you exactly how many kills they got, because they were chasing people down left, right and centre, right, John?
Yeah, they were out for blood, certainly, and they managed to get it. Unfortunately, they did go down in not the best of spots, but, you know, the kill points can bolster you up. That's the thing with the rebalancing of the point system. Kills do matter a whole lot more when it comes to these games, and getting them can be just as good as, you know, surviving to 4th, 3rd position. If you're able to get a whole bunch of kills, then you're going to be sitting pretty.
Really interesting last circle for the final match of the day as well. Inside of Milta, we saw we had 10 teams in phase 6, I believe it was, all clumped together in Milta with a lot of security from the compound. Every team playing it really smartly as well. I think in the end, yeah, Salim and Hero Ice had the optimal positioning, and it was very hard for KUMA and Pro and obviously Hope as well to get out of that one alive, because they had to run across a lot of ground, and it was basically funneled into the boys of Hero Ice. So we're at our scoreboard now, 32 points for Heroes IceX, John.
There we go. FROMHELL managed to get 9 kills in the end, bringing them up to 5th place overall in this game. A nice little pickup for them, but overall, really heavily weighted to the top. situation, the urban combat, the best position really did win out in this situation, and that's kind of what you expect in general for an urban finish, for a settlement finish, right? You expect one team to just have the best spot, and everybody else is just vying for those next spots underneath.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, a lot of teams were scared to look at Heroes Iceland. We have a total scoreboard now, as you can see, from 1st to 6th place, everyone has a chicken dinner to their name, obviously. So no one managed to overtake Asteria Myth Footballist or Team Unique from Group A, however, so Group C and D just lagging behind a little bit, but by no means is the skill any worse at all.
Pro Mobile Gaming and Pro both tied on 56 points, but of course the tiebreaker being the kill points sends Pro just over the top. And they have both have those chicken dinners, so they are going to be looking forward to the next games where they may or may not be able to face each other, trying to take each other down and see if they can start to ladder up. But as you say, Group A looking real fearsome right now. A couple of chicken dinners on the second scorecard as well as BitIce and Deforming Metatari were able to claim one.
Indeed, and as we head down the scoreboard, we see that it's starting to even around about 30 points as you come down, and then all the way into the 32nd. The lowest point is 6, but teams are still averaging out around about 20 points. There is Eclipse, 17 kills on the leaderboard there. Excellent work from him, but he is doing a lot of the carrying from the team at the moment.
Yeah,
whereas with Team Unique, obviously, these guys, they're all getting the kills on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. They have 50 kills overall, so as a team, they are a force to be reckoned with. It's really nice to see Heroes IceX as well getting a representation there.
Boy
up the top was able to get 7 kills in that previous game, bringing him up to 12 total from 5 previously. So a nice little jump there, bringing him up on the board.
Yeah, really, really good job to them. A very exciting day overall, John. I'm really happy about it. I think we were looking at EU and we're thinking maybe these guys need to tighten up on the rotations. And I think that's exactly what they've done. They've done their homework from yesterday and really improved. So I'm super, super happy looking at that, and I hope you guys are as well at home. If you want to catch some more of PUBG Mobile, you can definitely follow the YouTube channel, which is PUBG Mobile Esports. Subscribe and smash that like button below. You can also download PUBG Mobile if you too have got a little bit excited after watching these games and you want to get dropping out the plane, get parachuting down on the Google Play App Store as well as iOS App Store too. Thank you very much, John. It's been a great day.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you guys very, very soon as there's more PUBG Mobile tomorrow.